Did you watch any of the New Year's? Watch any New Year's stuff? It's 2022. What's your resolution for 2022? That's a good pre-show topic.
Oh, I kept it simple this year. I feel like when I stress myself out with like big ones, like last year, it's always like
You on the verge?
It's cold.
Okay.
like last year, I stressed myself out because I was like, get in a gym,
Right.
get in there. But I did like a lot of I did some good things this year. I went to therapy,
Good for you.
started going to the gym regularly,
Good for you.
got on track with my fitness, got a job I like. So now this year, I'm just gonna keep it simple. I want to finish my sleeve.
That's fun.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. It's fine. It's easy.
What about you, Ethan? You got any New Year's resolutions? And it's totally okay to not have them either.
Okay, well, I have resolutions.
I just mean in general, right?
I seem like the kind of guy who might not, but I do. Gonna listen to some more audiobooks.
Yeah. Read some more.
Read more is a good one.
Try to exercise and diet some more. I've been doing it,
Yeah.
Been doing it?
but continuing.
Looking a bit slimmer.
That's good.
Thank you.
Good.
What about you, Isaac?
Fuck. I almost fucking knocked myself
I
out.
listen to Audible so much, and it just fucking sucks because Jeff Bezos. I have no Amazon Prime, but I do have Audible.
Audible. I know the other day when you were asking me,
So good.
when you were like, when you read books, do you read the actual book? I was like, I've never listened to an audiobook ever. Yeah. Which is weird.
That is... Seriously?
Yeah, I only read the book. Like I like to read the book. I feel like it's good for
I've
my
listened
brain.
to like a couple
Big brain,
for the
over,
noggin.
big brain over here.
What can I say?
Huh?
I've listened to like a couple chapters of a book, but I've never listened to a whole book through. Like I listened to a couple chapters of the first Game of Thrones book.
It's a game changer.
That's fair.
Harry Potter books on audiobook. Fuck J.K. Rowling, but pretty good stuff.
Who do they do like multiple characters reading it? One person?
Yeah.
Do they do different voices?
Yeah.
Like when I make my move.
Hermione's got a serious voice. Draco's got a serious voice.
You know what would be a cool career?
What?
Being a fucking audiobook narrator. I'd love to do that.
It would seem really hard. Books
Yeah.
are long.
If there's any, how do you even get into that? I don't know. If anybody's
Well, we're on the
hiring.
first step. We're podcasting.
That's
That's true.
We got a nice
Got to get our
voices.
voices out there.
Yep.
Hopefully there's not like strangers listening to the podcast and this is their first time. See, I asked Callista about like live recording and stuff, and she said she hates it. Not us doing it, but just like in general, because she hates to find out what the podcast people that she listens to look like.
Oh,
But I
can
love it. I
understand
love
that.
to spoil that for myself. I love to think about what I think they look like and then look it up and be like, wow.
I have
that's
a hard
not what I
time
think.
differentiating voices unless I see the person personally.
I think that's fair too.
Apparently, a lot of people get mine and Ethan's voice mixed up.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
But everyone's like, Isaac's
never
Weasley
heard that.
voice. We can tell that's him for sure.
I've heard a lot
think
of
I
people
just
say
have-
that I have the best voice. I've never heard someone
haven't
say
that.
they get confused. So.
Well, that's really well because I hear that I have the nicest voice.
So that's where the confusion is. I think you're hearing the wrong thing.
I think what it is that I just have the nicer voice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
You don't got the smoker voice. I got the smoker voice.
Are you kidding me? I smoked 3.
Are you kidding? He smoked 3 cigarettes last night. My New Year's resolution.
That's such a random thing to say.
Random.
My New Year's
My
resolution.
mom listens to this.
She doesn't know you smoke cigarettes?
She doesn't listen to the Patreon pre-show.
That's true. She might not be a Patreon
She
subscriber.
doesn't know what Patreon is.
Hi, Mom.
She's not going to know how to set this thing up. So, unless you help her out, she's not going to hear it.
Because
You going to make your mom subscribe to our Patreon?
Is she disappointed in you for smoking?
She doesn't know yet. We'll find out.
I guess we'll find out.
Jeez. Would she be?
That'll be next week's pre-show.
She goes to Wendover.
I would love to change the subject. I'd love to do that.
My New Year's resolution is, I agree. I think I want to be more consistent with reading. Everything else, though, I feel like I've been getting, like Jake said, I've been getting back into the gym, which has been nice. I'm more focused on just kind of doing fun stuff this
That's
year.
good. I think that's good for
Let's
us.
do some
Yeah.
fun shit.
Got some fun shit going on this year. Got some vacations and shit planned.
Yeah. More trips.
Would love a stimulus check, Joe Biden.
Biden.
Would love that.
Joe Biden's doing so much less than Donald Trump.
which is like fucked up. Like
Insane.
and people are just kind of like letting it happen and not really. Everyone's like coronavirus has almost never been worse, and we have zero leadership in sight.
Yeah.
It's not a Trump apologist thing. He's a piece of shit, and obviously he was doing it to bump himself up in the election or whatever. But like, I got some money under Donald Trump.
And
like,
Biden's whole fucking campaign, like such a big part of it was like, we need to do something.
right? Yeah. Remember when Kamala
even said-
Harris said that we needed a $2,000 stimulus monthly until the end of the pandemic?
Sure do.
She's literally disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
yeah. They
She got that VP money.
I will say Joe Biden's lasted longer in the head chair than I thought he would. I thought for sure he was going to be out of there by June last year.
Keel over.
I didn't think he was going to keel over. I just thought he was going to be like,
It's an interesting thing that it seems like Twitter has now come to the full circle of Trump was really funny.
Yeah, I know. Whenever people share the Trump clips, I feel bad like enjoying them because I'm like, guy did a lot of fucked up stuff, but hilarious. Hilarious to have.
A lot funnier than Joe is.
Definitely one of the funniest presidents we've ever had.
And not even
this is our Patreon show. It's like, Donald Trump ain't too bad.
No, not at all. Not at all that. I just more so mean
funny,
like and more so funny to like in a ridiculous
marginal, right?
way.
Yeah, not like he's like saying jokes. I'm like, good one, Don.
Classic
Good
Donnie.
one, Don.
Yeah, mostly
no,
it's just like
funny
him being
his
an idiot.
behavior is absurd.
Like
The
the whole
funniest-
him looking up at the sun thing.
Hilarious.
funny.
or when he found out that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, and he was like, "You're just telling me now for the first time," and he's like, and that music's playing in the background. And he's like, it's just so fucking funny. Yeah,
he's just absurd.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks for nothing, Joe.
Yeah, Joe's not funny and he's awful.
it's true.
No money, no jokes.
That's 8 minutes. That's close enough. Let's call that. Call it good for the post-show, pre-show. I mean,
Fuck all
10 minutes?
presidents.
fuck all presidents. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I would have if it was Bernie, I would still say fuck him, but I would feel a lot guiltier doing it.
Oh God. Well, at least it's not Bernie in the president's chair not doing anything.
I don't have to be mad at Bernie
you
for a
just have to be
drone
mad at
strike in Middle Eastern kids. So
Exactly.
That's a relief. Exactly. Thank you for being a Patreon subscriber. More content like this to come. All right, now into the regular show. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Monolith Filmcast, the film podcast where we discuss news, reviews, and this year, I don't know, it's a new year. Maybe we'll retire that.
We're
dropping it. Yeah.
I'm fine dropping
We're dropping it. I've been thinking about dropping it, but we'll take the time off this season and we'll think of a new.
That's a big decision.
News,
You wanna sleep
reviews,
on that?
and lots of booze. That's us this weekend.
Ooh. Okay,
Wow,
fair enough.
that was great.
Bringing it back. We're doing that one. News, reviews, and lots of
Copious
booze.
booze.
Too much booze
Too much
this
booze.
weekend.
Yep.
It is episode 70, folks. We are on the last episode of season 3. We figured out we were on season 3, right?
Yes, we're on season 3.
The finale.
The finale of season
I hope
3.
Jake and Isaac get together by the end of this episode. I've been
We'll
waiting
see.
for
There's been a lot of
seasons,
tension.
Please.
There's
There's been a lot of tension.
And now they can see the tension.
Yeah.
And it's there.
It's there.
Yeah.
Cut it with a knife.
Yeah.
I'm Isaac. This is Jake.
I don't have anything for you this week.
And this is Ethan.
That fucking sucks.
There you go. You could have done
I was unprepared.
I feel like you've been saying zingers all weekend.
I know. Now I gotta fucking.
Yeah, we're kind of over it. There's so many zingers this week, and it's hard to, now that we're here, it's
Zinged
hard
out.
to like.
Yeah.
You know.
I've zinged my last zing.
Shit. I had some good ones. I've had some good ones.
If,
We've all had some
if
really good
only
ones.
you listeners could know this.
Wait.
Yeah.
Introduce me again.
Pop, pop, pop.
And this is Jake.
That's Chaz Gum.
Well, that's
That's an inside joke.
if
was-
Chaz Gum
makes
is
it funnier.
listening, he's like,
He's not.
he
If
might
he
be,
is,
probably not.
welcome.
If he's listening, I promise it wasn't a shit talking joke, just a completely innocent misunderstanding joke where the name was involved and it was
Very funny.
quite fucking hilarious.
Very funny.
Yeah. This is the last episode of the season, though. It's a new year. We've been off for a couple weeks. This episode.
You're partying.
Today what we're talking about is top films of 2021. Gonna kind of review the year in general. Good year for movies
It was
overall.
a good year. Yeah.
Big
Overall?
disagree. Big
Really?
disagree.
Ooh.
Very disappointing year for movies.
Okay, disappointing I can agree, but there was still some good ones.
There were some good ones.
Yeah.
We got Beatles Get Back and Midnight Mass for sure.
I think it's
sure.
disappointing on the front that you're right because there's so many movies we were looking forward to that ended up fucking.
At least
not being
Dune
good.
delivered.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So
Dune delivered, and there was a lot of movies that I didn't expect to come out near the end of the year that were really
Right.
good.
Also, one other exciting thing about this episode is the YouTube watchers are gonna, with a keen eye, will notice we're not in Kansas no more. We're in lovely Lava Hot Springs, Idaho.
That's right.
Live
I'm
from
up
lava.
to here in lava. I'm literally up to here in lava.
Live from lava. We are in our Lava Hot Springs vacation right now, recording live from our hotel room.
Folks,
So don't get used to the sights. It's not permanent.
lava's a lot colder than it's made out to be. I'll just say that.
Yes. Good one.
It's fucking freezing.
But yeah. So that's I think we're ready to fucking dive into it. We've got plenty to talk about. So without further ado, let's jump right into the newsroom. But splash.
What do we got in the news?
Klay Thompson is coming back on Sunday to play for the Warriors again. He's been out for 2 years, and now he's finally back. The all-time leader in most 3-pointers scored in a single third quarter.
I will say a lot of pressure on that guy to come back.
A lot of pressure, but he's so excited to come back. I'm so excited to see him back. I'm a longtime Warriors fan. I liked him before they were good. More of a Jazz fan, but
yeah. Let's get it out of the way. That's also while I'm trying to figure out where the last thing.
We're talking sports. Can we talk about the Rose Bowl?
Exactly. Let's go ahead and talk it. Yeah.
So the Utah Utes, the University of Utah, running Utes, who I said at the beginning of the season were going to take the whole national championship.
Right.
Immediately lost to BYU, which was insanely embarrassing.
Ouchie, wawa.
They managed to turn their whole season around and get to the Rose Bowl, which is the third best thing that you could get to in college football.
More like PU.
No.
Yep. Nope. And so Utah made all the way to the Rose Bowl, and now
keep
football,
going. But I got to do my first live wardrobe change on the podcast because it's too hot. Yeah,
I got it.
Keep going.
So the Utes make it to the Rose Bowl. Football is there's usually less than 50 points scored.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Usually, sometimes it'll be 13-10 or 9-0. Very low scoring game. Everyone comes over to my house to watch the Rose Bowl, and what do the Utes do? The game, there was 35 points scored in 2 minutes in this fucking game.
Listen, I'm not
literally. Go ahead.
I'm not like an avid football watcher, but watching this, I was like, this is crazy.
As a passive Dolphins fan.
Literally.
I'm a passive Dolphin fan.
Literally the most insane football game I've ever seen.
Yeah, period.
And I've been watching the Utes since 2007.
Yeah.
That's fair.
This is insane. By the end of the game, though, lost by a field goal at the very end. Our two best players out, injured.
And the QB fucking concussion,
our
dude.
fucking star quarterback fucking concussed
Straight
in
up,
the fourth quarter.
He stiff-armed, like, it was scary.
It was terrible.
Yeah, we
scary.
thought there may have been a lethality.
So then the Utes lose. They lose to Ohio State Buckeyes, which is a slap in the face, but
good team,
still
at least. Good
one of
team,
our best seasons
And it
ever.
was
We got to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
That's
I
insane.
feel like I got spoiled. This is like one of the first games I've watched that I like actually like care about. And
it
was
will
insane.
literally never
get that crazy.
another game you'll watch will never, unless you're watching some random college football on a Saturday and no defense is present.
Until the Vikings-Steelers Super Bowl next year, which we can talk some Steelers news, too.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Go for it.
Today is sexual assault big sexual assault allegation Ben's last football game with the Steelers, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Which means that come next season, I'm back to the black and yellow, folks. The ugliest colors, not the ugliest colors, one of the ugliest colors in the league.
Bumblebee Isaac.
Bumblebee Isaac's what they call me. Big Steelers guy. Not big Ben fan though, and so very happy to see him leave. And
now the Steelers suck.
And Steelers are gonna suck. That's all right.
Mike Tomlin's about to have his first losing record.
That's fair. I can handle it. I got the Jazz still.
Yeah. And speaking of, the Jazz are like the fourth or fifth best team in the league right now. It really feels like they suck
Number one
because every
offense.
loss feels like a huge kick in my nuts. But pretty good.
Agreed.
The Jazz are still got it this season. It's a good time to be a Utah person in liking sports.
You guys want to talk about the Golden State Warriors Jazz game?
No.
We watched it after the Utes, and the Jazz also lost. It was a bad day to be a Utah sports fan.
But we did not get our shit kicked in.
No.
Same thing. We held our own.
I don't remember watching
For a while
that
we
at
were
this
up.
point.
For a while we were up. But yeah, no, we lost.
Yeah, I also lost.
All right. Well, everyone's changed. Everyone's comfortable. You ready to talk about some movie news now?
Movie.
Sportscast is done. Sportscast talk. Okay.
I guess I'm done.
All right.
Yes, he's done.
I might be saying this name wrong. John Mark Vallee, the Dallas Buyers Club, Big Little Lies director, has died age 58. Pretty shocking.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I did not expect that. I think it's
old.
the same guy who also helped direct Sharp Objects.
Damn.
So
Good
yeah,
director.
great director. Very sad.
A lot of deaths in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've got some big ones to report on. So very sad.
Rest
very
in
sad.
peace, sir.
The Matrix Resurrections would have moved on with or without Lana Wachowski regardless, which pretty much confirms the whole theories with the movie, which is
The thing that they literally said in the movie.
exactly, yeah. So, yeah,
Cool that Lana came back.
exactly. Good for her.
Gave us
Yeah,
a movie.
Some people really like that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Hugh Jackman.
Some head asses.
Yep.
And some
Yeah.
head asses hate it.
That's
That's just
true.
right in the middle.
It is. It's a perfectly
that bad.
mediocre movie.
Not that bad at all.
Perfectly mediocre. Yeah,
it's fine.
It's fine. Hugh Jackman got COVID. He'll be all right. He's got the money.
Dude,
He'll be
have
fine.
you seen
adamantium.
his body?
He's got adamantium
He's
bones.
that body's not dying.
And he's singing. And he sings.
And he sings.
Yeah, the Music Man got
What
canceled
if you
because
just
of
burped
it.
and I can smell it?
It's that beer whiskey combo, dude. Sorry.
Yep.
We're gonna have to get a replay on that. See who did it.
Basil Hayden breath.
That's my Mortal Kombat special combo. Okay, Andrew Garfield likely returning as Spider-Man, to fight Venom and the Sinister Six in The Amazing Spider-Man 3.
I'm okay with it.
That's an insane headline.
Yeah.
Very cool, though.
Very cool.
If that is the case,
I'm
totally down.
Totally on board with it. Did you guys see he improv?
I don't really want it to be the Sinister Six, though.
Dude.
That was the whole issue with the last movie.
We've gotten so much Sinister Six stuff.
I don't need it, yeah.
We really don't, dude. Focus on 1, 2
I don't even want Venom.
tops.
I don't even want Venom.
Okay, No.
Well, okay, but I just... We don't have to dive into the whole Spider-Man.
Wait, which Venom are you talking about? You're talking about the Tom Hardy Venom?
I just more so mean, like, in general, I'm okay with seeing a new... I'm not against seeing Venom in any iteration. I just more so mean, like, I'd be okay if it was a new villain entirely.
No, I want Venom.
Okay,
but I don't want it to be Tom Hardy.
But I do think Tom Hardy's Venom...
Eddie.
I think Andrew Garfield and Tom Hardy's Venom kind of mesh.
Yeah,
I hard disagree.
Yeah, I don't know.
I see what you're saying, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, though?
I do see what you're saying.
I'm not saying I like it.
And the fact that you said that, I'm kind of like, actually, maybe we don't need Andrew Garfield.
If we're going to establish this, like,
maybe we don't need that
symbiote in some kind of Spider-Verse, and it's Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, I don't hate it. I'll watch it.
That's fair. Okay. Up next. Well, this isn't movie related, but Ghislaine Maxwell's going to federal prison.
Let's go. Woo. And she will be committing suicide in a few days.
Jesus Christ.
Quotes.
Allegedly.
Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.
Allegedly.
I guess it's true that good couples finish each other's sentences.
Wow.
That's a joke I stole.
You came up with that.
I'm not gonna say I came up with that.
He came up with that last night.
I was about to give you mad props for that. I was like, that's a classic.
That is a fun one.
Yeah, well.
Plagiarism is alive and well, folks.
Yep.
All right, another death this week. This one was mostly surprising because I thought for sure this man was already dead. No disrespect, but I didn't know that he was still alive. John Madden passed away.
Oh, yeah.
Also not really film related, but...
it's a weird thing that everyone freaked out about that because I don't even remember the last time he was in the public light.
Well, the last time he was in the public light was in 2009 when he retired, and I think that's what I was thinking of as his death.
Like you thought he died.
What are they going to call the video games now?
I feel like people are like, they're going to change the name. And I'm like...
I feel like most people were like, Madden was a person?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you think about it, it's like, well, yeah, I guess Madden doesn't mean anything football related.
Yeah. Tom Clancy died. They still use his name all over.
Right, true. Exactly.
I guess it's a little different, but...
Here's a weird one. Or not a weird one, but a very sad one. Betty White also passed away this week.
Finally a movie related.
Yeah, this one's TV related at least. What was your first... Have you guys consumed any Betty White media, period?
Outside of just like her public appearances and everybody being like, oh, I love Betty White, and I like show a clip of her or something, I don't think I've consumed any media.
Well, speaking of watching the fucking Rose Bowl as your introductory football game, the only Betty White media I've consumed was her SNL appearance, which was probably one of the funniest episodes of SNL.
I heard it's really good, yeah.
That was the first episode of SNL I ever watched.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
What year was that?
Probably like 2009, something like that. Probably the same year that John Madden had his first death.
I'll have to watch that one. Because, yeah, I've seen a lot of buzz about that SNL episode on Twitter also.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. So,
but rest in peace, Betty.
Rest in peace, Betty White. Keanu Reeves in talks to star in Hulu's series adaptation of The Devil in the White City from Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio. I've seen that book all the time at Barnes & Noble and bookstores. See the cover of it everywhere. No idea what it's about, but sounds cool.
Keanu.
Cool. I'm all about Keanu and whatever.
Is back.
Beautiful, man.
Moving right along. Sundance 2022's going virtual, canceling in-person festivities due to the... Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Omicron?
I thought it was Omicron.
There's no N, though. Omicron. I think it's just Omicron, yeah.
Omicron.
That might be it.
Sort it out.
There's, I think it's the right call.
Oh, yeah. It's on, it makes me proud to be a Utahn to see them making good decisions like that.
Fair. Yeah, I feel like...
Some other festivals might not have that kind of foresight.
The only thing that makes me nervous, though, is... Does that mean we've got another Salt Lake Film Society shutdown in the cards?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
SLFS has definitely been very, like you got to show your vaccine card. You got to wear a mask every time you go.
There's some steps to see a movie there, for sure.
They're definitely taking it very seriously.
On the other hand of this, unfortunate thing is that they basically laid off a bunch of people, and that was how they let them know. They just were like, news articles, boom, we're not doing it anymore.
Oh, fuck.
And that's how everyone found out.
That's fucked up.
But also at the same time, I was thinking, I'm like, isn't most of it volunteers,
Exactly,
though?
and it's all seasonal anyways.
Yeah, but still kind of shitty.
It is fucked, yeah. I mean, they should have definitely let people know first.
I think also another big question about this is just if the prices are going to change at all, because they were pretty fucking outrageous beforehand.
And it's like that's like next week or the week after.
Yeah, it's in a couple weeks, and that's the thing is I'm like, you guys are about to refund tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars of in-person festive ticket packages. You got to do something to make that money back.
Yeah,
roll me out that another fucking 100
20 movies to watch.
Yeah,
please.
$100.
I'm gonna
I'll
watch
do it.
10 of them.
But all in all, probably the right call. Up next, Prime Video's Fallout TV series is moving forward with Jonathan Nolan set to direct, based on the popular video game series Fallout.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy.
We're talking about something else now?
Here's the thing. I'm not like Prime Video immediately distrust it, right?
Whoa, Prime Video has some great shows.
They do, but that's what I mean. You have to. It's like it's show by show. Like they're one of those like pump out shows that like it's got to be like. Whereas when it's HBO announcing something, I'm usually like, oh,
yeah.
But
I wonder if they're gonna follow a storyline from one of the games, or if they're just gonna use the world from the games.
I feel like they're just gonna use the world because I'm like, what storyline would you follow?
And also, it's like a game where like the story changes based on choices you make.
Right,
so
like
that's
how
gonna kind of like fuck up everything.
Yeah,
but it would be cool if it was set in a place we haven't seen yet in one of the games.
Right. Yeah, I have a feeling they'll use some of that like vaulty kind of stuff.
That could be interesting.
Yeah. Jonathan Nolan setting to direct. He was involved in Westworld. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, he directed the pilot. I don't think he directed anything else.
He's Christopher Nolan's brother, isn't he?
He's Christopher Nolan. He's one of the creators.
He's involved in all those movies.
Yeah, he's
one of the creators of Westworld.
And he did direct the first episode. He's a producer on all the Christopher Nolan movies, I'm pretty sure.
Strong sign. Right. I mean, I could totally see this coming out and it being like, wow, that was actually really good.
Really cool.
Or it's
Christopher Nolan is like, little bro.
Fallout.
What are you
Come
doing?
on.
What are you doing? That's not even the best Bethesda game.
Christopher Nolan has no room to talk. He just made fucking Tenet.
It is cool to see like how much love like video games are getting in TV.
That's true. We're getting Last of Us this year.
It's not love. It's just greedy. It's just greed.
That's fair. But as a avid adapter of video game media consumer, we get it regardless. So.
And also, is aligned with my opinion on just like if you're gonna adapt a video game to some kind of like visual media, it's got to be a TV show.
It's got it. Yeah,
almost
that's
always.
Yeah,
That's true. Mortal Kombat is like
big time.
The closest, but that's also because of the plot of the game.
It's absurd and ridiculous. So
right. Season 3, I believe, of The Boys coming back June 3rd.
Yup. God damn, I'm excited.
The Boys are back, and The Boys will be back in June.
Well, the boys are gonna leave for a couple months.
These boys are going to be gone.
Them boys are coming back.
Yeah,
though.
but they'll come back too.
Them boys are back.
So maybe who knows? Maybe we'll do a Patreon exclusive The Boys episode.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll watch it. Who knows?
It's a great show.
True. Did you didn't like Invincible, or you just thought it was fine?
It's fine.
It's better than Invincible for sure.
Okay.
So
I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like they're both just so good. I think I like Invincible better, but
I think the world forgot Invincible after it came out. I haven't heard a single person mention that word.
Invincible, pretty forgettable. The Boys, very excited for that, right? Had this news been Invincible Season 2 announcement, I'd been like, okay. But Boys come back, I'm like, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
So, I actually might.
I'll give it a shot.
When you start watching it, let me know, because I would like to watch the first episode with you.
Down.
Dev Patel has joined Benedict Cumberbatch in Wes Anderson's adaptations of Roald Dahl, I think that's how you say his name, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. This is the same guy that wrote Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah, and BFG. Big fucking giant.
big fucking guy.
Big fucking guy.
Cool. Good for Dev Patel and Benedict Cumberbatch in a
That'll be fun. Wes Anderson
movie.
doing a Roald Dahl. That'll be fun.
That'll be cool.
That'll be really fun.
Another sad one. Sidney Poitier, the first black actor to win a Best Acting Oscar, has died at age 94. Literal trailblazer in Hollywood. Pretty sad. Again, I actually didn't realize that he hadn't passed away yet. I was like, oh shit, that's even more sad. I didn't realize he was still alive and doing stuff. But yeah, that's pretty sad. It's also interesting because I just watched a movie of his this week that before he had died, complete coincidence, and I was just like, that's a lot weirder when you have just seen that person who just died.
Scary.
Yeah, it was weird. So rest in peace to Sydney. Rest in peace to Betty. Rest in peace to John. And
R.I.P.
the John guy, the Big Little Lies director. Rest in peace to those four.
John guy.
Everyone else we lost the last 2 weeks.
And rest in peace to Pixar's Red.
Yeah, Pixar's Turning Red, which I saw a trailer for before West Side Story. Actually looks really good. Looks like basically Pixar's version of like the closest thing they can do for like a period allegory.
I think someone in Toronto paid Pixar and they're like, can you please make Toronto look like a cool place to be.
Is that where that movie takes place?
It takes place in Toronto.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Toronto is not the place I want to be at. Toronto. Toronto kind of sucks.
Toronto is fine. I like Toronto.
I think it's cool. It's just way busier than I'm used to.
It's cool, but like...
It's clean in New York.
It is very clean, but it's very ugly. And it's like...
It's a metro city.
And it's not a place for like visitors. Like, it's just business there. There's nothing fun to do in Toronto. It's just business.
Unless TIFF's going on.
Even around TIFF, we're like, what should we do today?
Walk around. Walk 3 miles.
We'll go to there's like the Space Needle there, which is way taller than Seattle's, which is really cool.
CN Tower?
That is literally it.
Yeah. CN Tower is a fucking nightmare.
Nightmare height.
No, it was fun. That was cool.
I was terrified.
I like that.
Anyways, the Turning Red movie is being pulled from theaters completely and will now just exclusively premiere on March 11th on Disney+.
I wasn't going to see it before, and I'm not going to see it now.
I had no interest until I saw the trailer, and it actually does look really good. I kind of want to check it out. And then last bit of news, Luca Guadagnino. How do you say this guy's last name?
Guadagnino.
Guadagnino to direct Rooney Mara as Audrey Hepburn in a biopic for Apple TV.
Okay. So many of these weird. This famous actor is playing this golden age Hollywood star.
In this, yeah.
There's like been 5 of those in the last month.
We're still waiting for the Marilyn Monroe movie with
which we'll get this year.
Anna de Armas,
supposedly.
right?
Mm-hmm. The X-rated Marilyn Monroe movie.
Very interesting.
That'll be cool.
That's it for the newsroom, folks, and I think it's time for our first ever break. And we're back.
Good news, everybody. We're hydrated.
Good news is...
If anything, I'm less hydrated.
Well, I'm hydrated.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll be all right. We'll be all right.
I'll be fine.
What were you doing in there? How are you hydrated? How are you more hydrated than when you
I will say, before we move on,
what?
One of the worst showers of my life.
Oh, yeah.
At this hotel.
Yeah. Bad.
Got in, almost immediately slipped, tried to grab that little handle,
very slippery
completely fucking broke.
It's very slippery.
I was like,
dude.
wow, death trap
we all
in this
had the
fucking
exact
joint.
same 5 minutes.
Super slippery shower in there. And also, the texture on the ground in there is weird. I thought there was like dirt on it.
Yeah, and then
it just feels like that.
And then got to use like the most dollar store fucking shower gel I've ever used in my life.
Shower gel.
Yeah, not even body wash. Shower gel.
If you're gonna put shower gel into a thing and label it soap.
Yeah.
Don't call it shower gel.
Well, and I also washed my face with it, and the whole time I was like, probably shouldn't wash my face with this.
Yeah, I had some face cleansers. You could have used mine.
Well, fuck, no one told me.
Well, sorry. I have it fucking labeled in there.
Also, pretty like 80% sure there was a spider in there with me, but don't shower with my glasses on, so hard to say. Just ignored it. Just kicked water at it and let it flush down the drain.
Yep.
And I hope it wasn't a spider.
What can you do?
Poor fucking bastard. Just trying to make it home to his wife and kids. Down into the lava hot spring sewer. Never to be seen again.
Hot springs. I'm never coming back here again.
You guys ready to talk about some movies?
He's in the hot springs now.
Here's what I'm thinking.
That's where all the toilet water goes.
We've got a lot of fucking movies to catch up on.
Yeah.
And we got also 4 top 10 lists to talk about, and then other drama involved in everything. So we're gonna tell you what we've watched over the last 2 weeks, but only the films that we are not including on our top 10 lists. If that makes sense.
That's a good idea because a lot of them are gonna be on there. So I have a movie on there that's not gonna be on my top 10, but it's like a movie in that conversation.
That's
Is
fair.
that fine to bring up?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I just mean save those for those ones. So I'll go first because I think we probably all have the same amount, but I'll just go quickly. I watched The Power of the Dog. Here's what I'll say. This one, I can't remember if it's on my list. I don't think it is. It's close, though. Power of the Dog was really good.
Damn.
I really liked that movie a lot more than I thought I was going to. I don't like Benedict Cumberbatch, and so I was pretty surprised because I was like...
He's pretty good.
I like him quite a bit in this movie. Yeah. What's her name? Kirsten Dunst just plays a really good... alcoholic, like a really sad alcoholic person, because she was really good too.
Oh yeah.
Watched Shang-Chi. Man, I'm sick of this fucking shit. I'm sick of it.
Stop watching it.
I am now, right? Because like even going into this, I was like, people are like, honestly, might be top 5, and not that could still be true, but it's still bad. Like. The first half is cool.
First half is good.
But the second half...
Simu Liu is awesome.
Yeah, he was cool.
I love him. Awkwafina is awesome.
Awkwafina, she's been in a lot of stuff this year.
The dad is sexy as fuck.
I started watching Swan Song, haven't finished it, but she's in that too.
I don't even know what that is.
That's the Mahershala Ali movie where he clones himself because he's sick.
Did that already come out?
Yeah, it's on Apple TV.
Already came and went? Mm-hmm. Wasn't Apple's first hit then?
I guess not. I haven't finished it because I was about halfway through it. Then Calista came downstairs and busted me watching it. And she was like, "Are you watching this without me?" And I was like, Nope, I guess not.
Did you like what you watched?
Yeah, I really liked it so far. So now I'll have to get back into it. And then every time I'm like, hey, should we watch that? And she's like, nah. I'm like, cool. Guess I'll never watch it then. But Shang-Chi, not for me. I'm over it. I'm done with it.
But it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Cool train fights.
The bus scene. No, the
Bus scene was fine.
scene.
It just looks like shit.
Yeah.
The CGI in that movie was horrible. Holy shit, it was horrible.
Choreography was cool.
Yeah.
Then let's step into the first bit of fucking discourse here. Don't Look Up.
Boo. Didn't watch it.
Boo,
Skipped
boo,
it.
boo, boo. Here's the thing. It's not nearly as bad as people are making it out to be. Mm-hmm. People are giving this movie half star.
Also, definitely not as good as a lot of people make it out to be.
Well, for sure, right? Some people
Not as good as Adam McKay is tweeting it out to be.
Not Adam McKay's worst, and certainly not his best. It's worse than Step Brothers, which I love. Maybe a little better than Talladega Nights, which is also pretty funny.
What about Vice?
It's about the same as Vice for me. Maybe a little over.
I
Than
might
Vice.
like Don't Look Up better than Vice just because it's more entertaining, I guess. Vice
Yeah,
is fucking boring.
It's hard. Yeah,
Vice
it's hard to
is
say. But
You left it halfway into Vice, though, on accident.
Yeah, because it was so fucking boring.
Because the end credits popped up and you thought the movie was over.
Well, there's more to it than that. But yeah, that did kind of
essentially, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say essentially.
So, my biggest gripe with Don't Look Up is that it's just like they're just kind of like we know what fucking climate change is, and we like nothing can. And then they're like patting themselves on the fucking back because they made a climate change analysis movie, and then offer zero next steps. And I just didn't like that. Like
certainly the profit of the movie certainly isn't going to climate change prevention.
Exactly.
It's going into Adam McKay's fat pocket.
and Netflix and Leo and
honestly,
all of them.
yeah, that's kind of the most annoying thing about it for me. Also, is it's pretty up its own ass. I
Oh,
think
1,000%.
Like I hate
It
thinking
thinks
about
it's world breaking.
the thing that makes me most annoyed by it. The thing that makes me like want to drive my score down more is just imagining being in the writers' room when they're like.
Oh
Listen
my
to
God.
this. Listen,
Oh my
hold
God.
on. I got it. Listen to this.
Adam's got it. Adam's
Listen
got
to
it.
this.
What you
He's
got,
gonna say
Adam?
the
What
world
you
is
got?
ending, and then they're gonna be like, "Okay, what's the next story?"
Yeah. It's just
Hilarious.
It's just
Hilarious.
fine. Climate change is real, but this is not the kind of movie I want to watch about it.
Yep.
I believe in climate change. I do not believe in Adam McKay.
That's fair.
Let's just put it that way.
That's honestly
He's not
fair.
real.
We should,
I said it.
We
He's
should
not
get
real.
that on a
not
T-shirt
valid.
for our first Monolith merch. I believe in climate change. I do not believe in Adam McKay.
That's bold.
That'd
That's
be
a real
hilarious. Shiva Baby, you shouted this one out. I feel like
It's in
I
my top
just
5.
said I wasn't going to talk about all of these, but here we are.
Here we are.
Shiva Baby is good. It didn't quite make the cut for me, but it's pretty funny for exactly what it is.
It's very
It
anxious.
was oh my god, it was an anxious movie, and man, I wanted a bagel the whole time.
Yeah.
Bagel. Short movie, right? 78 minutes.
Yeah, pretty short.
Real short.
Okay, I'm gonna save one of these and then come back to it. We can come back to it at the once we've all gone. We'll dive into the big discourse.
Okay, I was wondering
So
what we want to do with that one.
Skip that one for now. Tick Tick Boom. Lin-Manuel Miranda has not struck gold yet for me. Don't know that he will. Right now, Lin-Manuel Miranda is that guy mining for gold. And he's quitting every time. Or maybe I'm the one quitting
Right on the
watching
other side of the
everything from
wall.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah.
He's not my guy. Tick Tick Boom was fine though. A lot of people are loving Andrew Garfield in this movie. His best performance ever. Those people must not have watched Social Network.
Or No Way Home.
Or No Way Home. Maybe. Or
Wait,
Sorry.
pretty
in
much
that movie?
any other movies.
Oops. My parents went and saw No Way Home, fully aware of what was going on, and they're like, yeah, it was fine.
Sorry, I left my prod at the cleaners, along with my hoodie and my fuck you flip flops. You pretentious douchebag.
That's what I said to my dad when he said he didn't like it.
Sorry, is that too loud?
No, I just didn't expect that.
Yeah, you didn't expect that performance out of me.
Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that.
Great
Academy
performance.
Award winning.
Second best voice on the podcast, but great performance.
Wow, subjective.
Then I watched West Side Story. Good. In fact, great in a lot of ways.
Eating your words, egg on your face. Steven Spielberg's still got
Steven
it.
Spielberg still fucking got it. Biggest issues is just that West Side Story in general is not a very good story. Pretty stupid story.
Hey, when you're a jet, you're a jet.
When you're a fucking jet, you're a fucking jet. Considerably less racist than the first movie. They did not cut out the transphobic lyrics, which was disappointing. Cool. They do some justice to a character that I feel like in the original movie was just supposed to be a tomboy. In this movie, they make it seem like they're supposed to be like a trans woman, or I'm sorry, a trans man. And they do it better justice. And there's like a really sweet moment where like all the fucking jets are like, get out of here. Like, you're not one of us. You're not one of us. And they keep like just being rude to him and everything. And then there's a part later in the movie where they kind of accept him. And then one of the jets goes like, you did good, sonny boy.
If my jets treated me that way, I'd jump over the sharks. personally. But that's just me.
That's true. You got to be Puerto Rican to go to the Sharks, though.
Every single joke that's being made is going right over.
Well, apparently you can just be white and Puerto Rican, according to Isaac. So
I'm white and Puerto Rican. Yeah, I got my Puerto Rican flag. Apparently, I got my shark flag. I'm good. Benedetta, not what I wanted.
Whoa, you saw Benedetta?
I did.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah,
you didn't like it?
It's just too much for me, man. Like,
yeah, a little.
It's not.
Where'd you see this?
I watched it. I might have side-eyed this one. Let me double check.
No. Whoa. You watch on 480p on
Amazon
some
Prime.
illegal site?
Amazon Prime.
You can rent it?
Yeah.
For normal price?
I think it's like $4.99.
Wow. I'm going to go watch that.
That's lunch.
And in fact, I'm pretty sure Steven rented it and then just sent me his Amazon login, so I don't even think I had to pay for it. Wow. Benedetta is... Here's the thing. There's one of the first scenes in the movie is that this, like, peasant girl comes to the Covenant and she is, like, asking Benedetta, like, where can I take a shit? And then she's like, we don't really talk like that here, but I'll show you where the John is. And then it's just like this row of fucking holes in the floor, basically. Peasant girl starts popping a squat, shitting loud. Benedetta just starts shitting next to her. And then she's like moaning and groaning while she's doing it. And then Benedetta's like, you gotta like be a little quieter. Like, you can't really do that in here. And then she farts and then is like, is that too loud? And I was just like, this
sounds
is
like our lava hot springs
too fucking much. Yeah, you're for real, right?
Yeesh.
But it was
sounds
just
awesome.
it, and then from there it just gets continuously. I mean, I don't really care spoiler alert, I guess, but like they make a sexual toy out of a statue of the Virgin Mary, which I was like,
nice.
Interesting. Yeah, it's definitely sacrilegious. Definitely felt like I was getting hell points by watching the movie. A lot of people fucking love it, but
I'm stoked.
It wasn't for me. And then I watched the Defiant Ones. Old movie. It was alright. It was just fine. Had Sidney Poitier in it though, so that was shout out to him.
Shout out.
That was it though. That was all I watched up until the other things that we're gonna talk about.
Mm-hmm. Jake.
Oh, you know what else we should talk about? Man, maybe we can just wrap it up right here. You guys get your stats yet from Letterboxd?
I do, but they're gonna be on my phone.
That's fine. I guess. Yeah. All right. We'll worry about it next time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jake.
My
What'd you watch?
stats were pretty sweet.
So a lot of what I watched over the last couple of weeks are things that are on my top 10. So I'm going to avoid talking about a lot of those. But I watched 13
new releases
for the first time.
Ooh.
Bit late on it, but it's especially frustrating to watch. Like, considering that movie came out in 2016 before Trump was elected. That is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean,
also really disappointing to watch in hindsight.
Oh yeah.
With Ava DuVernay in general.
Yeah.
Being like, everyone needs to fucking vote for Joe Biden. And it's like, remember how you just made the documentary about that?
Yeah,
it's pretty
but
cringy.
Yeah, of course
Sleepy
it's
Joe.
good. It's very fucking sad to watch though.
It's really good though.
Outside of that, I've just been watching more shows. Finished season 1 of The Witcher. Don't really have strong feelings about it either way. I told you both about it a little bit already.
Does it put you in the mood to play The Witcher?
Yeah, I've been in the mood to play for The Witcher for a while.
That's important.
A little movie that we'll talk about later actually put me more in the mood to play that. But I think
The Green Knight.
it's really dramatic, which I kind of like it in a sense of like kind of hammy. Like it's really over dramatic, and I like that when movies do that sometimes just because it's funny. And I like it. But other times I'm like, this is just kind of fucking lame. And all the singing is I don't really care for. Some of the effects are really good. Some of the monster designs are amazing. Some of the scenes look really rubbery. So it's really down the middle for me.
That's fair.
Henry Cavill's really cool though. I like him a lot. Gonna move on to season 2, but yeah, watching more Dexter.
Ooh.
It's fucking really good. I really like New Blood.
Get out of my laboratory.
That scared me.
It was a good impression. You've been working on that? You have been workshopping that in a while. I can hear you.
You can hear me.
doing it in
You can
your
hear.
room.
You can hear it from your room.
Yeah.
I've been just fucking over and over for hours.
Yeah.
Get out of my laboratory.
You have a Russian accent.
It is now.
That's really good.
Yeah, Dexter New Blood's really good. I like it a lot.
That's cool.
But yeah, everything else I watch is on my top 10. So.
What about you, sir?
Watch some new movies. Honestly, none of these are on my top 10, so I'm going to talk about all of them.
Go for it.
The Card Counter.
Ooh.
Solid 8 out of 10. Well, yeah, solid 8 out of 10.
That's fair.
Not Paul Schrader's best movie of the
First
last
Reformed.
5 years.
Fair.
Yeah. I watched Red Rocket. Good stuff. We'll talk about that. I watched The Tragedy of Macbeth, which made me feel very stupid, but the more I think about it, I'm like, I'm not stupid. It is Shakespeare is a
Right.
whole different language, and the entire movie is just the transcript
Also-
of the play.
No one else is saying it, but like Shakespeare's dumb because what he be saying? You know what I mean?
What he be saying? Also, what people in the 15th or 14th century were watching Shakespeare being like, I understand all this. They literally couldn't read anyways. So I feel especially stupid.
They didn't need to read. They were watching it.
But they don't know what any of those words mean. I didn't know what any of those words mean.
I think they did know what those words mean.
I don't think the 15th century peasants were watching Shakespeare.
Okay, well,
like,
first of all, the peasants weren't going to Shakespeare.
The peasants
They were. They totally were.
Listening or trying to.
It's just the royalty.
The peasants were on their hands and knees.
Shakespeare is a product of
human furniture.
15th century royalty being up their own asses. That's what Shakespeare is. Sorry,
Fair.
Lisa Schaefer. Sorry, Miss Schaefer. Sorry. My bad.
Sorry.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I watched Agnes, which is like the 4th nun movie that came out this year.
Wow.
It's a horror movie.
None but net.
Was no Saint Maud, that's for sure. And then I thought, I was like, should I watch Don't Look Up? And then I watched First Reformed. Slam dunk!
Oh, great climate change movie.
Great.
See,
That's the climate change
That's what I was waiting for from Don't Look Up. I was waiting for some fucking taking shit into my own hands.
Take my shirt
action.
off, wrap some barbed wire around my chest kind of shit.
That's a good movie.
Fucking
Great
love
movie.
that movie.
Great
Fucking
movie.
awesome. And then back to back, I watched Underwater, which kind of is like a sequel to First Reformed, if you think about it, because they're going oil drilling in the Mariana Trench, and then they accidentally wake up Cthulhu. That happens.
Good movie.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of like the same thing.
Underwater is so fucking cool. It has Jessica Hemwick from Matrix Resurrections, the blue hair girl, ahead of its time for having her. Kristen Stewart's running around with the fucking buzz cut in this fucking giant mech suit. Dope as hell. We got John Gallagher Jr. there.
Yes,
we got the guy from some French movie you watched not that long ago.
Lahane?
Yeah, I think he's in Lahane.
Oh, Vincent Castle.
Vincent Castle.
Oh,
Yeah.
love that fucking guy.
And TJ Miller's in it, which is disappointing,
But he gets killed off.
He gets killed off,
Yep.
and it's cool because we have 2 people from different Cloverfield movies in this movie, which is like the ultimate Cloverfield movie.
Even though it's not.
Which,
not. To its credit, is a good call.
Probably a good thing.
Really good call.
And also, you're forgetting the biggest thing. We see the damn boy.
We see the fucking guy.
Yeah.
The
Cthulhu.
design's good.
It's so good.
Good design.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Underrated movie for
It
sure.
got dumped in January in a couple theaters. Disney did no marketing for it.
Yeah.
The Blu-ray didn't come out for over a year. Underwater's going to get a cult following in the next few years.
I believe that.
Kristen Stewart alone pulls this movie into a very special place.
Yeah, I can see that.
Let alone the rest of the cast. So,
Underwater, more like underrated.
yeah,
Literally.
I'm a big Underwater stan, and I'll stand by that. And that's all I watched.
All right, here we go. So, before we get into our top 10s, I want to talk some discourse. And that may involve some films in our top 10. But
Discourse time.
the discourse hour of the year.
Dischores.
The film
Discord.
that 2 of the 3 of us watched this week that we haven't mentioned yet is Licorice Pizza, which was one of my highest anticipated movies of the year.
A movie we've been talking about since we started the podcast.
That's true, yeah.
Wow, shit, you're right.
And
That's crazy.
Licorice Pizza, the new film from Paul Thomas Anderson. That seems like not the right name. That's right, PTA.
Thomas Anderson,
yep,
PTA.
that's him. Has come out. We've seen the film, and man, I've got some thoughts on it. This movie is getting nothing but love for the most part.
For the most part.
Until you step on TikTok.
Yeah, until
where
you get
Paul
to the
Thomas
fucking-
Anderson is canceled completely.
Which TikTok's definitely like the Tumblr fall over where I'm like, touch some grass, folks. It's gonna be all right. But that doesn't mean you can't fucking like criticize the movie for sure. But a half star, I don't know about that much of criticism. But very gross, and when we'll get into it, and specifically comparing it to another film that we watched, Red Rocket. So to talk about Licorice Pizza,
Rocket, yum.
gross.
It's like Red Robin.
Yeah, I know. Licorice Pizza,
Yum.
I loved most of Licorice Pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, Licorice Pizza was riding a 9 or a 10 with one caveat, basically the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then it ended and
central
I
plot
was
of the
like,
movie.
yeah, the central plot and like and not even the plot, because I feel like that makes it seem, it's not the plot, it's the framing of the plot.
Right.
So I guess we'll just get right into it. Basically, Cooper Hoffman, who is the late and great Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, plays our main character. What's his name? Gary Cooper?
Licorice is
Gary something.
Yeah.
His name is Licorice.
He
Gary
plays a
Licorice.
15-year-old boy who is a child actor, and he's like a suave businessman, and he's always getting up to hijinks with him and his little kid friends. Who he then meets. So what's his name? Gary Valentine. Great name.
Great name.
Great fucking name.
Great name.
He meets on school picture day, because remember this boy's 15 years old. He meets Alana Kane, who is played by actress Alana Haim. Not actress, singer. I mean, she's an actress now. Yeah. She works for the photo company, taking pictures of these kids. That's how they meet. He's trying to schmooze her, you know what I mean? He's like, hey, baby, and she's like, you're a 15-year-old boy, and I'm 25, and I think that's obviously pretty weird. And despite that, they form a bond and a connection. And very obviously in this whole movie, he's in love with her the whole time, and he's fallen for her. And slowly but surely, despite that age gap, she sure as shit falls for him, and she can't deny her feelings. And the whole time I kept waiting for the movie to be like, but that is not good, and it is in fact gross, and she is not doing the right thing here. And it's okay to show bad people doing bad things in movies as long as you make your stance correct, that you're not promoting that.
Yeah.
But instead, Licorice Pizza ends with,
kind of does the
spoiler
opposite.
alert. Yeah, sorry, spoiler alert for Licorice Pizza. Licorice Pizza basically ends with them saying they love each other and kissing, and they run away together, and she said the last line of the movie is, "I love you, Gary." And that's how the movie ends.
Yep.
And it is gross, dude.
Yep.
It is gross.
And there's also a lot of moments in this movie that again, just how the whole movie is framed really feels like I'm supposed to be like, this is so quirky. And I'm like, this is fucking weird.
It's
like,
fucking
there's a part
weird.
where Gary Valentine has to go to New York to do this shoot or play thing that
he
he's
has
doing.
to go do a play, but his mom can't take him.
And his mom's like, I can't take you, I gotta do this. And then he's like, well, why is that bad? And she's like, well, you need a guardian or a parent with
You need a chaperone. Yeah,
and
you
the
have to
next
go with an
scene
adult.
Is
Yeah.
with Alana Haim with him on the plane as his chaperone. And it's like quirky
I didn't
and
see
like
this
it's
movie.
meant to be
Yeah,
like
you haven't watched
quirky
it
and
yet.
cute, and it's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
The whole movie, the whole time, I felt like was trying to be like, this is just quirky, and it's like it's innocent and sweet. And it's like, no, it's not. It's fucking weird.
And to make matters worse, Cooper Hoffman in real life is 18 years old now, 16 roughly at the time this was filmed. Alana Haim in real life is in fact 30 years old, 28 years old at the time. So a real age gap of an underage.
Even Call Me by Your Name didn't make that mistake.
Exactly, right? And so one, it's already weird just because of that period. But like, yeah, man, it was such a bummer because everything else about this movie is
so good.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it's beautiful. It has great music. Bradley Cooper, his entire character and storyline,
amazing,
incredible. Benny Safdie's whole character and storyline, incredible.
Also, those two.
Oh, there was a really racist part in the movie, which we kind of talked about a little bit off mic yesterday. We don't need to get into the whole thing, but there's like a weird racist bit throughout the movie that is just weird,
really unclear,
inconsequential to the plot.
What the message is?
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable, and it's framed as comedy, and it's not.
Yeah,
it's not funny.
It's just shitty. Paul Thomas Anderson, I've been rewatching some of his movies. He's a great director, and he is so good at balancing multiple characters.
Yeah, he is. I agree.
And he's really good at doing these kind of like not non-linear. They're still linear the way things are happening, but the plot of his movies aren't really like. It's just kind of things happening, and it's way more just about the experience of it. But he's so good at that.
He's great.
And that's why like I really did love so much of this movie. But like. The trailer and all the scenes are so much worse. Like the part where she's like, "Do you really want to see my boobs?" and then shows him her boobs, and then he's like, "Can I touch them?" and she smacks him in the face, is so much worse because she's supposed to be 10 years older than him, and she is 10 years older than him in real life. That's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable. Like the whole time I was just like, me and Calista were literally just like,
yeah.
Why is it called Licorice Pizza?
Never
No
explained.
idea.
Okay.
Never explained. Yeah.
Dumb name.
Yep.
But great movie outside of that.
Yeah, it's really well made. Everything you said is true. Writing's
So-
great, except for what's actually happening in the movies.
So this movie's getting a lot of discourse. And on the other side of things is Sean Baker's Red Rocket.
Red Rocket.
Getting no discourse.
No discourse at all.
Which it shouldn't get.
Which, I mean, I'm surprised it's not being brought up in the discourse.
At all.
But I think it's got a lot more going for it.
Yeah.
It's also a lot more egregious with...
Significantly. Here's the thing. With Licorice Pizza, they don't have sex. There's nothing like that, right? There's one scene that's very uncomfortable where they're like laying on a waterbed together, and he's like, she's wearing like a belly shirt, and he's looking down at her like hem of her pants. And then he's like hovering his hand right above her boobs, and he doesn't touch them or anything, but still uncomfortable to watch because you know it's a little not a little kid. He's a teenager, but a teenager and a grown woman. Like it's uncomfortable. But Red Rocket, on the other hand, Same storyline. Well, not the same storyline, but 40-year-old. What's Simon Rex's character's name?
Oh, shit.
I don't even know.
Damn it.
I don't remember.
Mikey.
Piece of shit, washed up porn star, comes into his little Texas town, and long story short, he falls for this waitress, or I guess cashier at a donut shop named Strawberry, who's a 17-year-old girl. And they enter into a sexual relationship that is explicitly shown, which I agree is egregiously much more worth on camera. However, this actress is 26 years old. She's small. She looks really young, but she's an adult. She's a grown woman. Simon Rex is an adult woman. And also, adult man. Sorry. And also, Sean Baker is, whether people want to say it or not, I mean, I guess you can't really say it is, and it's definitely up to your interpretation of the film. But at least for me, and I think everyone else that watched it, it's very clear to me that this guy's a bad guy.
He's a terrible
Nothing about this movie is trying to be like, yeah, it's totally cool that he's grooming her to be in the porn industry.
It's not trying to be quirky or cute or anything like that. He is like very obviously like a fucking skill manipulator.
And I was on the fence for most of this movie because it was kind of the same thing for Licorice Pizza. I was just like, this movie isn't doing that much.
It's not
to make
doing
me
much,
dislike him. But by the end of the movie, it's like, oh yeah, okay.
But
definitely the bad guy of this movie.
Yeah, and his actions are certainly like obviously disgusting and like paint him as that character also. But I think something else that I think should be brought to the conversation too is that I think Simon Rex's charisma and personality are meant to be likable because that's what he uses to take his advantage of people. Right. So I think also too when people see that, it might, I don't mean to talk like down to people who feel like this movie is gross, because if people feel that way, I'm not going to say you shouldn't feel that way if you do. But also at the same time, I think that his personality and charisma is coming off as him being painted as a good person or a likable person.
I am talking down to you though if you're one of the people on Letterboxd who gave Red Rocket a half star and then Licorice Pizza
7 or an 8. Yeah,
fuck that. Like to me,
it's very silly.
Like the egregiousness of Red Rocket out of the way, Licorice Pizza is significantly more harmful in my mind, because if you were, here's the way I look at it. If I was a teenage girl watching Red Rocket, I wouldn't think, oh, that's a cute relationship, right? Like that's goals. I wouldn't think that. But if I was a 15-year-old boy watching Licorice Pizza, you might come away with that. And the movie certainly doesn't do much to dissuade you from thinking that. Yeah. It is meant to be a feel-good fucking movie. I forgot to bring it up, but I gotta read it for the fucking record. The hot take of the century, folks, from our old friend David fucking Elric.
All of our listeners are like, who is this person you guys are so obsessed with? You guys are obsessed with this David guy.
I am. We're more obsessed with him than we need to be. He's just the worst fucking
critic.
He is. He's the best and the worst. Literally.
He gave Mission Impossible 5 out of 10, so he's not completely the worst, but he's got some bad takes.
He's just an asshole sometimes. And he gave Licorice Pizza a 10. Now, this review, before I had seen the movie, harmless. But in context of the movie, is like, I'm just going to read it for you. I'll read it verbatim. Opening sentence. Gary Valentine is 15 going on 30.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Alana Kane is, quote, 25, but in air quotes that basically allow her to be whatever it might say on her eventual dream ticket out of Encino, the city that they live in. And they first crossed paths on a 1973 pale morning in San Fernando Valley at a strange moment in history when old Hollywood and new Hollywood have started to overlap. Bing Crosby is still alive, even though Jim Morrison's already dead, and it feels like everyone here's the real fucking kicker, and it feels like everyone is more or less the same age because no one really knows what time actually means anymore.
What
the fuck are
David?
you talking about, dude? And then he just goes on to kind of explain the plot, talks about like how it's actually really cool. And
I'm also like,
dude, this is gross. Like that's a gross, it's so much worse. It wouldn't be that bad if that wasn't the plot of the movie. But like the fact that it basically just reads as apologia for the age gap is so gross. It is so gross to be describing any movie of like, it's basically like if you love, as a person who unapologetically really likes American Beauty, right? Imagine if I was like, here's the thing. Kevin Spacey and this high school girl actually have great chemistry on camera. And whomst among us wouldn't... It's what are you talking about? Why are you making that your review of the movie, right?
I don't even think that was PTA's idea when he was making this movie.
Exactly. PTA is at least very aware of the age gap, right? He might not be
He's not going to
condemning
shrug it off, yeah.
Right, but David Elric is basically like, who cares? Mishmash, like boys and girls. Who cares? Everyone's fucking adult in this world. Like, what are you talking
and
about?
It's also
you fucking weirdo.
Like, did you fucking watch the movie? So many of these scenes are framed around Gary's age.
Yeah.
So much of this movie is about Alana Haim having to like fucking supervise him because he's a fucking baby, dude.
And I do want to come back to Red Rocket. I mean, it's kind of essential in this discourse to kind of mention it.
Yeah.
But we will come back to Red Rocket to talk about it a little bit more. But yeah, I don't know. So the Monolith Filmcast stance is that I don't think PTA is canceled for sure. Like, I still gave the movie a 7.
Yeah.
I still loved so much about it, but like, I really couldn't get over how weird that whole aspect of the movie was.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say don't support PTA. It's a movie that if you want to wait until it's like available to stream, go ahead and wait. Yeah. Just go ahead and wait.
And it's going to be nominated for some Oscars.
It is, exactly. It's going to be.
Right. Watch it at that point.
Exactly. So, yeah. But I think that's the only discourse I want to talk about before we get into
There's
our
a little more
10.
discourse.
Ooh, here we go.
I went and looked at Sean Baker's First Reformed review where he says, I wish this was shot on film. And all the comments are just, you dumbass motherfucker, you made a movie on iPhone, you fucking idiot. What the fuck are you even talking about?
What the fuck, dude?
Which was hilarious.
That is so fucking I just can't believe people have the audacity.
I fucking hate people who watch
You can talk like that to David Elric of IndieWire, but not my man Sean Baker. Come on, dude. He knows his
Plus,
shit.
although the First Reform looks great on digital. Could have been cool on film, but it looks fucking beautiful on digital.
Right. It does. It does look great.
But yeah.
Interesting discourse.
Dumb discourse. Stupid.
And we're back again. This time we're ready to dive into our top 10s, I think. What me and Ethan discussed it while you were off doing God knows what.
God knows. Jesus Christ.
We are going to do our individual top 10 lists, and then we'll wrap up the episode with our Monolith top 10. Okay. So, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll need you to pull it up for me, though.
Sure. Do you have your list public?
Yeah, it's public.
All right, let's check it out. Here we go, Jake. You want me to softball these to you so you can introduce them?
Sure.
Okay, be a little easier than having to turn my...
Start from 10 down.
Laptop. Of course. You want to add any more than your top 10? Like you want to do a rapid fire 20 through or 15 through 10, anything like that? So you can throw in some honorable mentions?
All I'll say is if Midnight Mass is not being included on this list...
No, I don't think it counts.
It doesn't count?
No.
Okay. Well, and if that's the case,
let's get into that discourse. Because the thing is we only suck Letterboxd dick on here. That's all we do.
Fair.
And Letterboxd told me that my favorite movie of the year was Midnight Mass. So who am I to say that they are wrong?
I think that if you include Midnight Mass, you have to include Inside. If you had put it on your list.
Yeah, that's number 30 for me. So
that's what I mean.
Be on my list.
I'm not.
I also have the Beatles Get Back on my list.
Yeah, I personally am not including it on my list. But how about this? We just caveat Midnight Mass as best TV show of 2021.
But yeah, we'll just say statistically, it's tied with number 1 for our favorite release of the year.
Fair, yeah. Okay. And I would say it's my
favorite feature,
favorite show of 2021.
Absolutely.
If that's the case, then when you read my list, please start from 11.
Okay. Do you want me to rapid fire you 16 through 12 then?
Nah, it's okay.
Are you sure? There's one big one that's going to be missing from your list if I do.
Fine. Do it for me.
Number 16 for Jake, Licorice Pizza.
Yikes.
What did we literally just talk about? Just kidding. Just kidding. Also, Jake's list is out of 53. Just to put some context in here. 16, Licorice Pizza. Or, 15, Licorice Pizza. 14, Malignant. 13, No Time to Die. 12, The Suicide Squad. And number 11, Spider-Man No Way Home.
Because technically that's 10, isn't it? Or is that 12 on my list?
That's 11 on your list, because that's number 12 on your list, technically. So it's just outside of your top 10 if we're taking out Midnight Mass. So, yes. The next film will be your number 10.
Okay.
So, that's Jake's 15 through 20. Number 10 for Jake's list, Titan,
baby. It's real fucking weird, but I liked it. It was just thrilling. I don't know. I liked it.
Good stuff.
I don't have much else to say about it.
You should just have him read off the list.
Yeah. Well, also, this is kind of hard. We might as well not even talk about them. We might as well just read the list because we're gonna
talk about
talking
my
about
top
the same exact
5.
movie. Yeah. Okay. Here, Jake. You want to read them? So that's number 9 right there.
All right. Number 9 is Spencer.
Boom.
Number 8 is The Green Knight.
Boom.
Yeesh. Number 7 is The Last Duel.
Wow, above The Green Knight. Wow, interesting.
I'm gonna be sick.
I like The Last Duel better than Green Knight. I love Green Knight.
It made my top 30. I'll give you that.
I love The Last Duel so much. And I know I said I was only going to talk about the 3, but I need to talk about the last duel. That shit is fucking good.
That was brutal stuff, yeah.
Brutal shit, dude. Oh my god. But I loved it. I love that movie.
Did I not talk about that on what I watched this week? I must have skipped right over it.
Yeah, I don't think you did.
That's fine. Whatever.
Number 6.
Actually, number 8.
Number 8.
Oh, wait, no. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
6. The Power of the Dog.
Great. Can I say something really funny about Power of the Dog real quick? Of
course.
I'm the only person that didn't see it. Mm-hmm. And back in, I think it was Cannes, I think is where it premiered. Mm-hmm. It got raves. Mm-hmm. It was already clear that this was a Benedict Cumberbatch Netflix movie. Mm-hmm. And now in my head, I was like, great. I'm going to have to convince Isaac and Jake to watch this fucking Benedict Cumberbatch Netflix movie. They're not going to watch it, and it's going to be on my top 10. And I'm going to be like, you guys are so dumb for not watching this movie. It's fucking awesome. I promise. And now here we are. Complete opposite.
Yeah. Can I add one more descriptor to this movie that's going to make you feel even more left out? Or is it a big spoiler?
I don't know what you were to say.
Is it Lovecraftian?
No, is it a spoiler?
I don't know what you're
the
saying.
fucking like his personality, like the thing
Here's
that
the thing.
comes
Isn't he the
of the
bad guy?
character.
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
I don't think it's bad if you know
it really
going in.
depends because I don't mean to like fucking stroke my own goat here, but like in the beginning I was like, this guy I think is
Might be a little.
swinging a little certain way.
He's gay.
Yeah,
He's gay.
It's a gay cowboy movie.
It's a gay cowboy
That's cool.
movie.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And it's
I'll definitely watch it.
thematically
but I
is
just
like-
couldn't watch it this last 2
That's
weeks.
fair.
thematically like it's probably the most impressive of the year.
And
Like,
I really,
it's so,
yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you're good. It's so subtle and like especially after like reading other people's takes on it and like what they extracted from certain scenes and the characters is just makes me fucking love it even more. Like I really love The Power of the Dog.
Power of the Dog is just one of those classic Oscar movies where it's like,
Yeah.
I guess 2 hours I gotta sit here
And
and,
it-
watch
and
this
it
and
is
pay
definitely-
attention
It is
to it.
slow.
It is
too.
slow, but it
It's
is
a
like
slow burn, dude.
I'll watch it.
was
I'm
a
going to watch
good
it.
Slow
It
burn.
also is like I asked Steven if I could just watch it at work, and he was like, "No."
Yeah,
and I was like,
especially
yeah.
once you said that, because you told us that a few weeks ago. I was like, well, I'm especially
not gonna be able to watch this. Yeah, this is number 5.
Number 5 is Red Rocket.
Nice.
Boom. There it is, folks.
And yeah, of course, like everything we talked about it already. That's my stance on it. But
fair.
I think also just Sean Baker's directing style and what he does with his characters and his like uncomfortably too close of a lens is like all of that is just here
Yeah.
and it's present and it's just so fucking well done.
And he's just such a good director, dude. You're
Amazing
a little bit
director.
closer to this.
Amazing director, right? And number 4, The Card Counter. I fucking loved The Card Counter.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's kind of like that.
Counting
It's kind of
cards,
like
yeah.
counting my movies down. Really good. I didn't even know this was coming. I didn't see a trailer or anything for this movie until I just saw you guys watch it and we're giving it high scores. And I was like, okay, I'll watch it. Opening like credits for this movie are like one of the most beautiful fucking scenes.
You'll have to
I've
remind
ever
me.
seen.
Yeah, I
it's
don't
like
remember.
just the green carpet of like a poker
Oh,
table.
right. The green
And it just
felt.
looks
Yeah, it looks
so
great. Looks
good.
great.
Like,
yeah.
just immediately popped out to me.
Well, I guess I'll wait until I talk about
Gorgeous
it.
fucking movie.
Good movie.
Originally, this wasn't on my list because I thought it was a 2020
Which
release.
it technically is, and in
Yeah.
5 years when I
Things got
redo
fucked up.
all of my lists, I'm just gonna go by the release date on Letterboxd. But for
Even
now,
those are fucked up.
They are fucked up
Yeah.
because they put there's a
just
movie
go by
that
like
just
the
came.
festival date.
Yeah, and there's a movie that A Quiet Place is listed as a 2019 release on Letterboxd.
A Quiet Place 2?
Yeah,
What?
because that's technically when the movie came out and then got delayed.
What the fuck?
That
That's
is
so weird, dude.
Letterboxd. Come on.
Yeah,
Number
Midnight
3,
Mass is
another
a movie.
round.
another fucking round.
What a great
God,
fucking
love that
movie,
movie.
dude.
Great movie.
Amazing movie. I don't even have to say anything about it. Number 2. No, that makes sense. Yeah, number 2, Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
Amazing fucking
Banger.
movie. Yeah,
Banger.
Classique.
yeah. Nothing to say. It's fucking amazing. It's great. Number 1, Dune.
Banger.
Dune. He's doing it.
Are you done with your list now?
I'm done with my list.
You doing with it?
I'm Dune with it.
Fourth time I used that one.
That's a good one. Yeah, you've been using it all night.
I need to explain it. I don't need to explain it.
Don't need
It's
to explain it.
Perfect movie.
Dune will get its credit here in a moment. I'm sure. At least I think.
Dune
Who
will
knows?
get its
funny you say that.
Dune.
Who wants to go next? You want to go next?
I'm going to go next.
'Kay.
I'm going to do my top 12 because 2 of them are TV shows.
Interesting. Okay, fair.
Okay.
Number 12, On the Count of 3, the Sundance movie that hasn't even come out yet.
Yep.
I really like that movie. Number 11, Saint Maud, which was kind of weird because we saw
interesting
a couple
that
years
you
ago.
put. It's interesting you put that on your list and
Going
on count of
against-
3. Yeah,
going
Whole
against my
the grain
whole.
there. Yeah,
Well, look, this year fucked everything up.
that's fair. I'm all right with that. And you know what? And good because most people will be able to see it this year now.
Wait, isn't On the Count of 3 a 2021 release on Letterboxd?
Yeah, because it premiered at Sundance, but it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, it's still not out.
Oh, I see.
Definitely go see it on the count of 3. Most people.
Yeah, when it comes out, it's going to get some fanfare.
Yeah,
for
Saint
sure.
Maud would also be on my list if.
Saint Maud's awesome. Number 10, Pig, starring Nicolas Cage.
Ooh,
I
yep.
loved it. Number 9, Spencer.
Good.
Number 8, Titan.
Yeah, we're all going to say it differently. Just our personalities.
That's just French.
Vote for your
That's
favorite.
what France is like.
Yeah.
Titanic.
And then number 7, Shiva Baby. Loved
Shiva
it.
Baby.
Damn.
And now we're getting into the point where movies, and First Reformed was a big movie like this for me. You'll see a movie and you'll really like it or you won't like it. And then a month or two later, it will have stuck with you or you completely forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
And in those senses, I completely forgot about Dune until a couple days ago. So Dune's my next one.
Number 5?
Number 6.
Number 6 is Dune. Wow.
Yeah, pretty forgettable. Don't love Dune, number 1. It's still a 9, but it's a soft 9.
Soft 9, okay.
Wow.
Interesting,
Holy shit,
interesting.
that's crazy.
Above that, The Beatles Get Back, which it was boring as I was watching it, but since then I've learned a lot more about the Beatles, gotten more into it, and just appreciating what it is. It's pretty insane.
Sure.
Pretty insane thing. And it's getting their rooftop performance is getting an IMAX release this month, which I'm very
That's
excited
actually
to go
pretty
see.
cool. I would check that out.
Number 4, Another Round. That's one that really stuck with me. Love Another Round. And then Judas and the Black Messiah, like we talked about, banger. Number 2, but technically number 1, The Green Knight.
And then number 1.
Love The Green Knight. And then Midnight Mass is my number 1.
So Green Knight is your favorite film of 2021.
Yeah.
Damn.
Good. High praise.
No surprises.
High praise,
But
dude.
my list
movie.
isn't that surprising besides the Dune thing. Yeah, love The Green Knight. Adore
Yeah.
it. Isaac?
All right, I'm going to quickly do 20 through 10, just because there's so many on here that I kind of want to quickly
for it.
mention.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Number 20, Mass.
Yeah. That was just outside my top 12.
Yeah, just came out, I think, wide. Honestly, doing
Yeah.
worse than I thought it was going to.
A lot worse than I thought. No one's talking about that movie.
Yeah, we saw that at Sundance, mass shooting, fucking sad, meditative. I can't give this movie any higher because it's an acting real showcase.
And
it's a good
like
one,
I was saying,
but
kind of forgettable.
it's kind of forgettable, right?
I kind of felt the same way about it.
Number 19, Violation.
Oh,
Rape, revenge, rape, revenge, thriller, and insanely brutal movie. But don't know how soon I'd return to it. Number 18, Come On, Mike Mills. Good stuff. Number 17, On the Count of 3.
1, 2, 3.
Number 16, West Side Story. Number 15, In the Heights. Best musical of 2021, In the Heights. Number 14, The Suicide Squad. Number 13, The Power of the Dog. Number 12, The Last Duel. And number 11, The Father.
Wow.
Here we go. The
Thought
top
2 of those were going to be in your 10.
The top 10. Here we go. Number 10, No Time to Die.
Wow.
Which we just saw at a weird little
Just saw it a weird
ramshackle
little
Lava
theater.
Hot Springs
That's
theater.
awesome.
An illegal scream for sure.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Hilarious.
Good on them.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's on your top 10. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that.
It was just a good fucking flick, dude. One of
Good
the
movie.
best. I would say, looking at my list, I guess I'd call it the best action movie of 2021.
Yeah, wasn't there a lot of action movies this year? I'd say Dune's an action movie though.
Okay, fair enough. Then if we're counting Dune, then it's the 10th best movie of the year. We'll just call it that. Number 9, Red Rocket.
Nice.
Wanted this to be higher, but Red Rocket is just I just love Sean Baker, and it's good. It's good stuff. Number 8, Titan. Just fucking wacky tobacco French
Wacky Backy.
movie.
Yeah,
What,
it's really hard to talk about.
Yeah.
that
Fucks a
movie.
car.
She
What more
fucks
do you
a car.
want?
She fucks a car.
It's
with
just
a pregnant
crazy
belly.
and it's cool.
It's insane.
just-
it's
yeah.
insane. It's the craziest movie I've seen of the year.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
Number 7, The Green Knight. I think this movie's grown on me a bit since I watched it. I was a little harsh on my, even though I gave the movie a fucking 8. I had way more negatives about it, but I'm excited to finally return to The Green Knight and
Looks great on
rewatch it.
4K.
Ooh.
Good point. I'm excited
Yeah,
to get
it
back
goes.
to that. But The Green Knight, good stuff. Number 6, Another Round.
So good.
That'd be higher.
Good stuff. Number 5, here we go, folks. The top 5.
Top 5.
Disappointing to see this one absent from some lists, but number 5, and honestly, one that I have 2 on here that I want way more people to watch. This is one of them, though. Number 5 for me is All Light Everywhere. The Theo Anthony documentary about the surveillance state and just the image, the idea of the image and police body cams, and just like one of the most poetic. I've told you guys this before on the podcast. Poetic documentaries is my favorite niche genre of documentaries. It's just so much. And Theo Anthony is like he's a director who trusts that his audience is smart enough to watch the movies without needing to have their hand held through the whole thing. And so a lot of the ideas are just kind of placed out there, and then he doesn't really explain them. He's just more saying, like, the narrator is more just like saying these kind of like abstract thoughts, and then you as the viewer are just kind of connecting things together. And God, I just loved it. I thought it was so good. Probably one of my favorite things we saw at Sundance. In fact, my second
one movie
favorite
I
thing.
missed.
It was so good, dude.
Fuck Sundance.
So good. So Theo Anthony's All Light Everywhere. Please go check it out.
Is it out?
Yeah, I think you have to
what?
stream it. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. You might have to rent it. I don't know if it's like available to stream on anything. Number 4, Pablo Larraín's Spencer. Really good biopic. I ended up putting this so much higher just because Kristen Stewart, best performance of her life so far.
Very good.
And beautiful looking movie.
You can see Underwater. She's pretty good in that one too.
She's pretty good in that too. She's pretty good. She's second best in that. But Spencer's just so good. I think it's a little slow, but I just feel like I did enjoy it so much for just its craft that I had to put it where I did.
Yeah.
Number 3, Paul Schrader's The Card Counter.
Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4,
stuff.
5.
The Card
Good
Counter
fucking
was just it. The Card Counter ranks so highly for me because, one, it's the only 2021 release I gave a 9 to. The only one all year. And I just did not expect this movie to have the... What is that noise?
I think it's a car driving by.
Oh my God, that scared me.
Windows open, yeah.
I was like, the ceiling about to collapse on us? I didn't expect this movie to have the entire subplot about, like, the fucking human rights violations going on at, like, Guantanamo Bay and all this stuff, and just the way that they were filmed with that, like, double fisheye lens. I was like, this is nuts, dude.
And it's so scary.
It
like,
is scary.
Of course, like, the subject matter is already really scary and horrifying. But, like, how that's presented and how that's built up is, like, fucking masterfully done. It is terrifying.
And the best way I can describe it, I didn't say this, but someone else did that reviewed this movie, is this movie is one of the best culminations of, like, the chickens coming home to roost in terms of, like, American war crimes.
Yeah.
And of, like, these, like, Oscar Isaac's character is not an innocent man in this movie, and, like, none of these guys are, and, like, the trauma that they inflicted has definitely come back to, and you're not necessarily, like, happy that that's happening to him, but it's, like, he even says, like, we did something wrong, and we knew it was wrong, and we deserve that. Like, and God, it was just so good. I really enjoyed The Card Counter.
Really scary movie.
Very scary.
Yeah, it's good shit.
2 and 1 were hard for me because the subject matter of my number 2, I think, is my true number 1.
Yeah.
But I had to move it to my number 2 just on a pure rewatchability type thing for me. So number 2, Shaka King, I think is his name.
I think so.
I'll double check, but Judas and the Black Messiah.
Banger.
Woo.
To see a movie talk about Mao and socialism in 2021 in explicit terms and in this favorable light was just, oh man.
That's
and
crazy.
Powerhouse performances from everyone involved.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Stacked.
A lot of people who are trying to just fucking out left anything left. They can't enjoy any good left media because they have to prove how left they are. Their biggest criticism of the movie is that is basically like the humanizing of Lakeith Stanfield's character. But to me, I'm like, I think that's dumb because if personally I watched the movie and felt like, yep, this guy's a fucking traitor and he is a piece of shit and he deserves to feel guilty for the rest of his life. And I don't think the movie makes you feel like he was a good guy.
I feel like that's just another example of just like, you just like Lakeith Stanfield, dude.
Right, yeah,
like,
he's just
relax.
Exactly, just fucking
He's just a good actor and he's likable, dude.
Exactly.
Fucking relax.
So, Judas and the Black Messiah, incredible movie. That's the other one that I wish more people, well, that and Card Counter. I just think not enough people have seen that.
Yeah.
And number 1, Dune, baby. Dune. Just a sci-fi. I think genuinely, in 10 years, Dune, especially once Part 2 comes out, just Dune is like an epic. It's a film of epic proportions in all senses of the word, and it was so good. And yeah, that's my top 10 films of the 2021. Went a little long-winded, but
I think Dune gets some really high praise too, just because like I'm also somebody who's pretty impatient with movies, and like I don't know, that movie just fucking I was glued to it.
And I have been reading the book, and so far I'm like, man, really glad I saw the movie before I read the book.
Yeah, I imagine that's especially helpful with visualization.
1,000%. And just like knowing what the fucking words that I'm reading are supposed to, how they are said was really nice.
That's the nice thing about audiobooks.
Yeah, because I would have been like, Bean Gesserit. And it's not. It's Ben Gesserit. So
Bean dessert.
Bean dessert.
but yeah, that's my top films of the 2021. You guys want to talk about? We had some good. Here's what you can't say. The Monolith Boys got some good taste in films, right?
I think. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this more than any other year, we have a lot of the same movies in our 10, just in very different spots.
Just kind of re-ranked. So to make that a little clearer, go ahead.
Before we jump into this, I just want to say why I think this year is incredibly disappointing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did want to mention that.
All these movies, I can speak for you. I can't speak for you. I don't know what your exact numbers are, but like, I've never had a year where most of my top 10 was 8 out of 10.
Yeah, you're totally right.
We've had so many good years the last 6 years of just like, man, only nines. I gotta have this 9 in my 13th
spot. Yep, you're totally right.
This year was not. This year is just a lot of 8s.
Also, look at it. Another good way to explain that, because like I said, card counter, I gave 2 10s and 1 9 this year. Everything else was 8 and lower. And another way to describe it is my 8s end at number 23, and I have 79 movies watched this year.
Jesus. Damn.
Also, quickly, can we say what our least favorite movie of the year was?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say next.
Great idea.
Of my I think it's like somewhere in the 50s of movie I watched. The bottom 25, almost every Sundance movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
terrible year for Sundance.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I wanted to bring that up too, because my last 25 are literally just incomprehensible because I thought all of them were so fucking bad.
I'm gonna give 2. I'm gonna give my worst and then my biggest disappointment of the year. Worst movie of the year, A Glitch in the Matrix.
That's mine also.
2 out of 10.
Also mine.
Shite fucking movie.
Do we all have the same worst fucking movie?
We sure do.
That's hilarious.
Good. Worst movie of the year.
Yeah.
Biggest disappointment of the year, Halloween Kills. Went into it with big expectations, came out a 4 out of 10 movie. That's my 2.
And the other thing about this year is this was the year that we were getting Wes Anderson, Sean Baker, Paul Schrader,
Paul Thomas Anderson.
The
just big hitters.
All of the fucking big hitter directors, and almost all of them were disappointing.
Oh, another fucking big disappointment that I just remembered. Forgot this movie existed. Malcolm and Marie.
Yeah, Malcolm and Marie. We were hyping that one up.
We
were hyping that one up.
Yeah.
Sick. Didn't like that one.
I did not like this year for movies.
Yeah. Looking through this, I'm like, man,
TV
what a
shows,
bummer.
though. Midnight Mass.
Remember I Care a Lot? We did an I Care a Lot episode. Yeah. What a fucking mediocre movie.
Yeah.
But apparently people like that more than The Matrix for some reason. You guys tell me what that's about.
That's on you, listeners.
Yeah, that's on y'all. Spiral came out this year.
Oh, yeah. Spiral, a new Saw movie.
I just thought Spiral was fine.
Candyman, big disappointment.
I was going to say, I think...
So sad.
We're all going to the World's Fair.
I think...
Some big disappointments.
I would agree that this is a really disappointing year because there were so many disappointments.
Yeah.
That things I had really high hopes for ended up being really flat. I think my biggest disappointment, I think it probably is Candyman. It's either that or Last Night in Soho.
There's no way Candyman was going to be bad. Oh, yeah. Last Night in Soho.
Yep.
What the
fuck?
Yeah,
I wanted to tell you guys this also because I just realized this. This is like just a middle chunk of my list. Spider-Man is number 37 on my list.
Really?
And above that is Mitchell's versus the Machines, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
That's a good one.
Godzilla versus Kong.
That's a good one.
Conjuring 4 or 3.
That was a disappointment.
And Mortal Kombat.
Isaac, I love you. I love you.
Under Mortal Kombat.
Respect your opinions.
Shiva Baby just above Mortal Kombat.
Okay, now...
It is though. It is. It's above.
Yeah, no, I believe you. Yeah, no, that's not the. Yeah,
I respect
I believe
your opinions. I love hearing your thoughts on things. How is Spider-Man? Are you like Justice League better than Spider-Man?
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I did.
That's crazy to me. That's okay, but that's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Pig is my best 7 of the year.
It was a good 7.
Yeah, good stuff.
Good 8 for me, but
I don't remember where I put Pig. I think Pig's.
All right, you guys ready to dive into our collective top 10 now?
Yeah, let's do it.
Just want to give one more shout out to Midnight Mass. In terms of disappointing years, I got my favorite piece of entertainment maybe ever.
Amazing show.
I love Midnight Mass.
Amazing show.
One of the best. Yeah, good stuff.
Some of the best horror in years.
I think the only one I want to give do you want me to do our top 15? And same thing, I'll just rapid fire the top 15 through 10. Okay, here is the collective Monolith top 15 films of 2021. Math-wise, right? We did the science. I made the fucking... The YouTube watchers, as long as the camera's still fucking recording, can see. I made a goddamn Google sheet.
Look at this guy.
I don't even think I turned the thing enough. It doesn't matter.
Look at this guy. God, my shin is itchy.
Here we go. Number 15 for the Monolith crew. What is that? On the count of 3. Good stuff. Number 14, Pig. Number 13, No Time to Die. We could switch those if need be. I'd be all right with that. Number 12, The Last Duel.
Wow.
Number 11, Spider-Man No Way Home. Even though I put it as number 37.
If you kept that as a 10, that would crack the top 5.
Yeah, in fact, Jake dropped it down to an 8.
Oh, man.
I got to him.
Nope.
I want to tell you, Jake, you can't let him get to you like this.
He didn't get to me.
He's
Now
only
it's not even in the
half a
top
star
10.
higher than I did.
Get to me.
Yeah, dude, 1 point higher than me. All right, here we go. The top 10. Here's the thing. I mean, that movie jumped from 37 on my list to 11 on our collective list. So, All right. Number 10, The Father.
Great movie.
Interesting that it made it to our list, but math-wise, it's there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. We all gave it an 8, and that's better than my 7 of Spider-Man. Math checks
The
out.
Father is better than No Way Home.
And exactly. Thank you. Thank you.
Father's beautiful.
Now here's an interesting one though, because The Father is so good, right? But number 9, The Suicide Squad.
God damn it.
We could switch those, but for me, I will never watch The Father ever again. It's too fucking sad.
I do really like the Suicide Squad.
And the Suicide Squad
highly
was
watchable.
surprisingly
One of the
good.
best action movies of the year.
One of the best
in a year where
superhero
we did
movies.
not get very many good superhero action movies.
100%.
It was really good.
How's about that, dude? Last night in Soho and Candyman were disappointing, and the Suicide Squad was
Is our top
really
cracked
good.
the top 10.
James Gunn is
That's
better than
crazy.
most artistic directors, apparently.
Apparently. Number 8, Red Rocket. Here's where I wanted to really, if we're gonna give it the props that it deserves. Looks great. Simon Rex is so good. Full frontal male nudity to NSYNC. And I meant to talk about this, but I don't know if we want to spoil it necessarily. But what did you guys think of the end of that movie?
It brought it from a soft 7 to a soft 8 for me.
Really, like the actual end scene. Mm-hmm. For me, I didn't get it, right? But I read someone's review that I was like, wow, that's actually really scary. They said the movie ending with that song just playing backwards in this weird, like, fucked up way, and he's having this fucked up vision of this girl, is a lot scarier when you rewatch the movie, because that song is playing at the beginning of the movie, and you basically think about the fact that we have no idea where he just came from, doing God knows what to whoever the fuck he was just fucking with. Like, and he's beat up, and it's like, this piece of shit who's roaming town, we have no idea how many people's lives he was just fucking with. And I was like, that is actually really cool.
That's pretty cool.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, I can see that also. Damn. I think
yeah.
also, too, Sean Baker, I mean...
King of the open interpreted endings, man.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, that's a lot like the Florida Project ending.
And I love the Florida Project.
Good ending.
Number 7, Titan. We could arguably, a lot of these could swap around because most of these are average 8.
I'm still surprised that won the Palme d'Or. Pretty sweet, though.
It is pretty sweet.
And it's also, I don't know if you guys saw this, it is not on the short list for Best International Movie.
Yeah, no, France, I don't even think picked it to go to the Oscars.
France.
But to be fair, I don't think it would have won at the Oscars.
Still.
Insane. It's pretty. That's their biggest fucking blunder since they didn't send. What did they do last year that was like, what? Why did you guys not pick that? They picked that Les Mis movie. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Oh, Over Portrait.
Oh.
They didn't pick Portrait.
France.
Fools.
I'm in a bad mood
I don't know
now.
what the fuck they did.
France is also harboring Roman Polanski.
Look,
so.
thanks for the fries and the toast, but stay in your lane, please.
Did you know that there was like a push in like the early 2000s, like when we wanted to invade Iraq, and France was like gonna vote against that Americans started calling them freedom fries instead of French fries as like a protest.
I'm not eating any freedom fries.
America is so fucking stupid. That is the stupidest shit. All right.
It worked.
We went to Iraq, didn't we? Okay. Number 6, Spencer.
Yeah.
All right.
We already talked about it. Checks out, dude. Here we go.
Agree with that.
Top 5. Here's where the juices get cooking. Number 5, Another Round.
Nice.
All right, I'll take that.
Number 4, The Card Counter.
Hell yeah, I'll
Much
take
higher
that.
than I was expecting.
Me too.
But 2 9s and an 8, that's what the math does
Paul
to you.
Schrader.
You guys both gave that a 9?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
Which is interesting because I think I only gave First Reformed an 8. But to me, I don't think that it's better. So I do.
First
think
Reformed
that
is
I'm just
one.
okay.
Like I was saying earlier, First Reformed is one that like 2 months later I was like, God, that's a good fucking movie.
Yeah.
I think...
You just don't know what to expect at first.
Yeah.
That's
and
like
I think
just-
I think I appreciate Card Counter because of First Reformed.
That makes sense.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I was about to
of
pretty
that
much say the
DNA,
thing.
yeah.
I think First Reform gave me a much better idea of
Paul Schrader's
style
Yeah.
and just his general way of filmmaking. And I think that makes me just off the bat appreciate Card Counter more.
Also, Paul Schrader, just in general, is a pretty controversial guy, and it's pretty fucking hilarious that he put this at the top of his list. But now that I've seen him, can't really blame the guy.
Shit.
Can't really blame the guy.
Can't blame him. Good movie.
Number 3, The Green Knight. I had to do it to him for Ethan. Ethan gave this one a 10. That has to count for something. Third best film of the year, at least. And it's a good one. I think I need to rewatch The Green Knight. I think so, too. I think when I rewatch it, I'm going to be like, fuck what I said. Shit's great. I still give it an 8.
Fuck the 8, I gave it.
Yeah.
It's a great
Fuck
score.
the 8. It's a 9. Number 2, Judas and the Black Messiah. Surprise, surprise. It's there.
Surprise.
And number 1, even though it ranks so low on Ethan's list, Dune. Because it's the only one that 2 of us gave a 10. We had to do... You know we had to Dune it to him. We couldn't... What could we do?
Great visual meme.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
The people watching on YouTube, the 6 people watching this are going to love that bit.
600 maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Here's what's interesting, though. We had an average ranking of Dune of 9.6666667, right?
A little devilish.
Pie.
Average rating, though, across Letterboxd, IMDb, and Metacritic, 7.67. Interesting, right? The highest of our list that across those averages is actually The Father, 8.5, and then follow up from that is Spider-Man No Way Home, 8.1. Which had a collective Letterboxd rating of 8.4, which is a bullshit if you ask me. It tied
sorry, listeners.
higher than Dune,
can just
higher
turn it
than
down for
Judas
a
and
little
Black Messiah.
Just turn it down for a little bit.
Please.
Isaac doesn't like that.
And
Please.
I'd like to re-bring up again that Midnight Mass tied Dune for ratings-wise in our little group here.
Exactly.
Fucking great show.
Maybe next year we'll shorten this episode and add some TV shows in there to make it fair.
We got Follow the House of Usher.
We do, and we can do we can do The Boys season 3.
Yeah.
We can do the Succession season 4. We got plenty
Lots
of
of
shows.
around the corner. Euphoria season 2.
Oh,
God.
a couple more days.
Couple more days.
The fucking basketball show.
Oh man, this is the year of TV, man.
TV's making a comeback. Yeah.
Golden age of TV coming back.
But that's it, folks. That's the Monolith movie of the year. What was the Monolith movie of the year last year?
Beast me, boss.
Minari.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The movies doesn't hold up that much. It's a good movie.
Doesn't
but
hold up. You forgot it. You haven't watched
That's
it.
what I mean. That's what I mean. It's forgettable. Forgettable. Great movie, but forgettable.
It's a little forgettable.
But Dune, I think, is I'm happy with Dune at the top spot of the year.
I talked a lot of shit on Dune, but I do think once we get part 2, it will.
As a collective whole, it'll come together.
It'll be really.
And plus,
really,
I mean,
really good.
Yeah.
You talk shit on it, so you're 5 though. You know?
It is 7.
Oh, it's 7. Never mind.
And you
Fuck
also still gave it a 9, so it's
Yeah, I
like,
still gave it
it's still good stuff. But, fuck, I don't know. We got anything else to talk about? Let me see what we're at time-wise, including our breaks. Hour and a half, not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
I
No.
guess we can
fucking
close
shabby.
with just an idea of what's coming.
Oh yeah.
That's true, actually. Yeah, we've got
That's a good
some.
idea.
Yeah, so that's our top 10.
Let's just say everything's changing.
Let's
done.
just say, don't get used to this, folks.
Let's just say we're only going to be seeing you on weekends from here on out, sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
We only see them on weekends anyways, don't we? Let's just say mommy and daddy are taking a break.
Let's just say you're going to have 2
Let's just say
Christmases
It Takes
this
Two.
year.
Oh my god, that's fucked up. Can I talk about It Takes Two for a minute?
Yeah.
Sure.
Great game, right?
Great game.
We can let's do a quick 2021 top of just in general. We don't have to spend too much time on it, right?
Yeah, I'm hungry. So
But we've got a
we won't spend too much time. on it.
we made it to an hour and a half, cut out like 10, 15 minutes of that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We've got some time to
a little
bullshit.
wiggle room.
Yeah. Got to be careful though, because whenever we do this, we go 2.5 hours.
Yeah, we go
easily
fucking
talk for a minute.
45 minutes.
It Takes Two is a great game, but I kind of have a big issue with like the plot of that game. Like I don't really like that message at all. Like,
Oh yeah, it's very nuclear family.
and it's very much like you just need to work it out. Even though I'm like, I mean, some people just need to get divorced. Like for sure, they just need to get divorced. But great game other than that. What's your top game of 2021?
Returnal.
Didn't even play it. It's like a hell game, right?
It's super hell.
Are you fucking with me?
No, I'm just kidding. I know what you're talking about. That's the fucking
damn it.
timey-wimey game.
Wish
Yeah,
I
phone's
might
right
have to show
there.
you a trailer.
I know,
of it.
but it's recording.
I know. I hopefully it's recording.
Shit. Well, I would want to pull up the full list because I actually played like a good bit of games this year that came out. Halo Infinite's on there.
No, yeah, we gotta just do tops because I don't even fucking know what I played this year.
No, that's fine.
I
I'm
didn't
just
play
saying.
anything this year.
It's just weird because I played like a lot of games this year. Was like I played 9 games this year.
Yeah.
Like,
Ratchet and Clank, Returnal.
Oh yeah, Rift Apart was this year, huh? What was your top game of the year?
The only one I played is It Takes Two.
Fair. Does Ghost of
Oh
Tsushima
no, my
PS5
game of the year is
count?
NBA 2K22 for sure. I've
it
put
fun?
over 100 hours into that game already.
Really? You got it like
absolutely.
a month or so ago.
I have.
You gotta work out your
I-
LED or
this is
OLED.
exciting. I'm glad we brought this up. I have been, over the last few months, playing an entire season as the Jazz.
Wow.
And
How are we looking?
Right now I'm in the Western Conference Finals against the Blazers. Fucking both games I played against them, I doubled their score. So
dude, I love that.
We're smooth sailing.
I love that.
I'm gonna have to bump up the difficulty.
I was gonna say, I don't know what difficulty you're on, but
I'm on normal difficulty pretty much. So I gotta go to hard.
I played Mortal Kombat 11 on very easy because don't need to play that story mode. Fucking challenging myself for some reason.
yeah.
But every other game I like, I have discovered that I'm comfortably picking hard on almost every game.
Hell
I play
yeah,
now, which I like. I like
That's the way
that.
to do it, man.
Good
That's
feeling.
the way to do it, yeah. But okay, hold on, really.
Give
quick.
me some 2020 releases that I maybe played because I'm in Ethan's camp. I have no fucking
Rift
idea.
apart.
Okay.
Really quick.
8 out of 10.
Returnal
Okay.
is number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, almost tied with It Takes Two.
Okay.
It Takes Two is number 2. The reason is I like them both almost equally, but they're just so fucking different. And Returnal's whole thing is so goddamn good. I really want you guys to play it. It's fucking amazing. It Takes Two is number 2. And then number 3, it's not my number 3 on GG right now because I need to change it. It's Psychonauts 2. That game is really good.
Never heard that.
Never heard of it. I think if I show it to you, you're going to be like, I never want to play this.
Oh, is it the fucking ugly little boy with the glasses?
Yes, it is,
oh,
exactly.
God. Yeah, I'll never play that game. I'm so sorry, Jake. I'll never play that game.
That's okay. I knew that. But, like, it's so good. That platforming gameplay is, like, top notch. That game has been being made for, like, over a decade, I think.
Methinks you're forgetting one. That I thought for sure was going to be your number 3.
Halo?
No, Metroid.
Metroid? Oh, yeah, Metroid's on there. It's 3 right now. But I think Psychonauts is going to take it over. I can't decide.
Okay.
Metroid Dread was also really good, too. Metroid Dread is, like, one of the best side-scrollers I've ever played in my life.
If this year's taught me anything, it's that I'm not nearly into video games as much as I thought it was.
Yeah, remember last year when I got my fucking play hours and I was second out of the 3 of us? I had the second most play hours. That was insane. I couldn't believe that.
This year changed.
I'm hoping so.
I played so much 2K22.
Halo's on there, kind of in the middle. I still really liked it, but it's in the middle. Rift Apart's like my last, I think, of the year.
Pretty whatever year for games.
I think mine's got to be It Takes Two then, because unless Ghost of Tsushima PS5 counts, then
That doesn't count.
Okay, then It Takes Two for sure.
But I guess if you want to, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna wrap up right now, but if you want to, you played a lot of games that are from 2020 this year, like Ghost of Tsushima,
which is great game. Probably my
that's
favorite
like the best
game.
one you played this
That's probably
year?
my favorite game that I played. Period. This year.
It's so
Thank God
good.
you finally got into it.
Yeah.
Great game.
I'm glad I finally picked it up. And hey, we all got PS5s. That was a big moment for 2021.
Dude.
Well, we had PS5s in 2020. But
Yeah, that's fair. I got mine in January or February, so big
That's
moment
still
for
pretty
me.
quick, though.
Yeah,
like, there's
big
still
moment
people who
for me.
can't get one.
yeah.
That's
Rest
crazy.
in peace to those guys. Pour
Only
one out
losers,
for them.
though.
Sorry, folks.
What's your best song or album or artist? Just pick one.
Porches.
Good. You already said the.
Porches
You
album.
told me yesterday.
All Day Gentle Hold, I think it's called.
I think I like. Yeah, Spirit of the Beehive is one.
Spirit of the Beehive.
I like my favorite album of the year is the Get Back 2021 mix album. The 2021 versions of those songs.
I just
Get back, Loretta!
I just have no fucking idea. When did my Agenda come out?
Starcross came out also.
Oh, that was a good album.
That was really good,
That might
yeah.
have been album of the year. That was pretty good. Did my I might 2020 was okay. I'll give it to Starcross. That was a good album. But apparently, I also loved Planet Her by Doja Cat this year, which it was in rotation for sure. So I'll go Starcrossed and Planet Her, my favorite albums of the year. But I didn't listen to a lot of music this year.
Yeah.
Fuck music.
Fuck music. We're a podcast.
Fuck music. We're a podcast. That's true. It does eat up our time.
Oh, what's
other
the number
people's
one
ears.
podcast of the year for you, Isaac?
Well, outside of Monolith Filmcast, of course. Cruise Control, great podcast, hilarious. But also, I listen to a lot of Revolutionary Left Radio, a lot of Red Menace, a lot of Guerrilla History Pod. Blowback was good. And let me think, I got one more on the
You already
docket.
named all these a couple weeks ago. I asked what
Yeah.
your number one was.
Number one, I'm going to probably give it to Cruise Control. It's my favorite podcast of the year.
My number one's also
A little
Cruise
biased.
Control.
A little biased.
A little biased.
It's a good podcast.
I rediscovered No Dunks, which I'm obsessed with.
Yeah, that's good. That might be my number one this next year.
But like in terms of like nights where I just need to turn off my brain and be happy, this is important for sure. Took the cake.
That's a good one.
It's a very crass show. Very crass. That's a lot of fart jokes.
Genuinely really funny, though.
But yeah, that is absolutely my go-to. I've listened to every episode 3 times by this point, but that's my go-to. Just like I just need to
chill out.
I need to be happy for an hour.
Yeah. Also, I don't listen to No Dunks in podcast form, so I don't know if I can count it. I watch I'm part of the stream team.
That counts.
So
The stream team. You're saying go Jazz.
No, I turn off the comments. I can't stand that shit.
You watch, where do they stream? Twitch?
YouTube.
Oh, they stream on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's I do my first hour of work at work, 8:00. Set my reminder, get my cup of coffee, throw on No Dunks on my laptop screen, plugging away, doing my stupid. And they're like, yeah,
doing your stupid little job,
friends,
doing their stupid little things. Yeah,
good stuff.
Good stuff. It is good stuff.
That sounds like a cozy morning.
For the most part, yeah.
That sounds great.
I don't know anything else that came out in 2021.
Favorite.
I mean, we don't need to
COVID
stretch
variant?
it. We don't need to stretch it.
Ooh, definitely like Delta.
Yeah,
Delta was not too bad.
Delta Center, Delta Flights,
Delta Arena. Delta Center.
Yeah, Delta Center. Yeah. Delta Farce. Remember that movie?
All right, Delta gets number 1 on our COVID variant list.
A lot of people did die from COVID this year.
Omicron. That was a very disappointing one.
Yeah.
We're still living through it. Now we're just fucking rambling for no reason.
What do we know?
Literally. I'm gonna let Ethan do the what do we know, and then here's what's happening.
It's already over.
Here's what we do know.
Here's what we do know.
Here's what we do know.
This is the last episode of the season.
Here's what we do know.
Dune.
Jesus Christ.
No.
All right, go.
Last episode of the season. We are going to be taking off at least 1 full month before we come back for season 4, possibly more, and almost definitely a little more, because we're coming back, and we're coming back bigger and better and stronger, doing
harder, better. Faster,
exactly.
stronger.
Yeah, rip it, buy it, use it, break it, fix it, all that to the whole podcast in the next month and a half or so. So we'll probably be back in what, March?
We'll be back
Probably around March.
at the latest by Batman. That's the latest.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
We're gonna be talking about Batman.
the Batman has got to get an episode.
And the Oscars are in April, so we'll certainly.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're going to be launching a Patreon. So maybe we'll launch it a bit early. So if people who want to sign up for it before, I mean, well, I technically said that this was going to have some Patreon exclusives in it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just give it out for free this time.
Because it would be kind of weird to have a Patreon exclusive thing for the last episode of the season.
So we'll call this a taste of the Patreon exclusives.
Okay.
But we are going to be doing a couple different tiers with a couple different things that come into those tiers. Some pre-show, some extra episodes, some bonus things. We're going to be trying. So that's number 1. Number 2 is as long as this phone is still recording, this is the first episode. I know last time I said it was the first episode, but camera stopped recording after about 18 minutes. This time, hopefully, as long as that shit is still recording, first episode going up on YouTube live. So from then on, if that works and the people like it, we will be in visual form as well. We are going to...
Video listeners.
Yeah, both. And we're going to try and figure out some stuff.
Podcast watchers.
But we've got a bunch of other stuff on the docket as well that I don't think we need to give our whole plan away. But that's the 2 big ones.
Episodes are getting shorter.
Episodes are going to get shorter and shorter.
That's a big one. And we're going to start Twitch streaming.
Fingers crossed, folks. We've said that before.
Yeah.
Deja vu. We've been down that road before.
But now we have a real plan.
We
actually
have a plan
on
how to do it.
It makes
Are
sense.
we going to talk about the plan at all? Or we...
Nah, they don't need to know about the plan.
And we're still working out the plan, so...
We know it. We just don't need to tell them.
Well, we're working it out.
We're going to have kinks. We're going to have kinks. Jake won't be on next season. That's the other thing.
Yeah, sorry, Jake. Glad we decided to ambush him on the podcast so he can't do anything about it.
Exactly.
I do not like this.
Just kidding, Jake. Just kidding.
I hope so.
Not a bit, so.
Couldn't have done it without you. But
Thanks.
Genuinely, that's it. That's it for us.
What do we know?
We're live in Lava Hot Springs. Great to be in Lava Hot Springs recording this podcast.
Yep.
Set it up in the living room in this hotel. I'm sure they're going to be like, that's not authorized. The neighbors upstairs are like, holy shit, they're still recording that fucking podcast.
Still 2-hour-long screaming into mics.
What are they talking about?
Remember half an
2
hour
hours?
ago when they were like, hour and a half, not bad time.
Yeah, we're going to go fucking eat some pizza, choke
we're
some
gonna
beer.
I'm going to get rowdy.
We're going to go get some rowdy.
And there will be some Beatles songs sang.
We're going to go try our best to hopscotch around the Omicron variant that's floating around out here.
Well, we'll try.
We're boosted up, though, so we should be all right.
We'll try.
I'm Isaac. You can follow me on Letterboxd. You know, I decided I don't use Twitter enough anymore to make it worth it. No one's following me on Twitter anyways.
Twitter is kind of hard to do.
I've decided that I'm not a social media guy.
Me neither.
So Letterboxd is my most active. So if you want to follow me on Letterboxd, you can, at Isaac Rahman. Jake, where can people find you?
You can follow me on Twitter and Letterboxd @_Moonscented.
Ooh, Jake fancies himself a tweet, I guess, huh? Ethan, what about you?
I'm with Isaac. I'm not tweeting shit. I tweet something, it doesn't get any likes, I delete it.
That's the worst. You know what's the worst is for me, I tweet something and then I get retweets that feel sarcastic. I'm like...
That is even worse.
Like I tweet something specific and then Steven's roommate retweets it and I'm like... Feels like you're making fun of me. What is that supposed to mean? I hope not, but that's what it feels like.
I have notifications on for all of you guys. Calista does it the most for sure, but I'll always be like,
and Calissa's good at Twitter. Calissa's good at social media.
Oh yeah, her tweets are really funny. But almost always we'll see like a notification. It's usually Calista saying like, "This is a funny tweet. I'm gonna go like it. Go. This tweet's been deleted."
Yeah, she's bad about that too.
Yeah.
I don't know why. She's got about a 5-second span. She's like, no likes, delete. I'm like, okay.
I'm kind of the same.
And I'm dead man's bones.
Yeah, sorry about that. We need to hijack your moment. You can also follow the podcast on our Letterboxd HQ page, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Monolith Pod. Follow us on Letterboxd HQ, folks. We've got some big stuff planned for at Letterboxd HQ.
Yeah, that's the big one. That's the real one.
And
fuck everything else.
Hopefully, you can find this at I think we're going to be pasting this on pasting. That's not the word I want to use. Posting. Pasting. That's funny. Anyways,
it's funny.
You can paste it.
We're posting this on YouTube on
paste it.
the account name Monolith. I don't know yet. Podcast probably because we've got more things in the works than just the Filmcast methinks that are going to be going on that YouTube channel. So
a lot of audiobooks.
Yeah, Monolith. When we do the Monolith Books cast and we just talk about our favorite books of the year. Oh, favorite book of the year. You guys reading new books?
Nope.
I read Harry Potter 2.
Chamber of Secrets.
It's good.
It's funny to call it Harry Potter 2.
All I read this year were the subtitles.
That's true.
I turned my subtitles off, so can't relate.
But the YouTube link will be in the description for the episode for sure, because this episode will be posted, hopefully. So
call that a subtitle.
That you can find us on Patreon. Hopefully, we'll put up that at some point in this off season. We will open the Patreon subscriptions. We will also make it so that the subscriptions don't start until the actual season of the show starts, because I feel like that's fucked.
Yeah.
Unless we want to do we can do some off-season shows if we needed to.
If we want to.
But yeah, that's it for us this week, folks. Music's by Cassette Drift. The podcast is available everywhere. Thank you for supporting us and listening to it. Hope everyone had a good new year. Monolith Filmcast is signing out for now.
See ya.